Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
A good Friday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout, presented by Two Hoots Hard Iced Tea, a Boulder Real Brew Tea. Don't give a hoot, give two. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Gazzola, Jay Milne with you here on EdmontonSportsTalk.com, YouTube, iHeartRadio, tune in. Boys, how you guys doing today? It's beautiful weather out. Flip-flop season is here.
It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Jay, are you warm?
Yeah, you're
I'm a little overdressed.
You're layered
You're toasty, yeah.
Like Tommy's even got the shorts going. Low-cut socks,
Yeah.
short sleeve. You've got the shirt with the long sleeve and jeans and
It's a
boots on.
comfortable pullover, like a golf one. It's nice, but like it's toasty. But
Guys,
unless you were out and about this morning.
I'm on day 3 of April not being here.
Oh, you're
she's
full-time
gone again?
daddy daycare.
Oh, right.
So I'm
she's
daddy
coming.
daycare. So she's coming home today. Thank God. April. So I don't even know, I was just happy enough. The last 2 days, it's a gong show in the morning. Get the girls up, get them fed, get them watered, get them on the bus, go feed all the animals,
Oh, right. Yeah, you got a lot of those.
stop and get Tom coffee,
Thank you, by the way.
and then
just
come
me.
here. So I honestly didn't even know it was as nice as it's supposed to be
27 today.
until I was driving in, and Lieutenant Eric mentioned it on the show. So yeah, I'm gonna sweat my balls off today, essentially. So, but the thing is, I'm stuck. I go from here right to my warehouse and sit there for a few hours and try sell what remaining stock we have. So the warehouse is it's not sunny and gorgeous, but so this will do. But as soon as I get home, like I do every day, I'll put on the shorts.
Get the
but I
shorty
think
pants
tomorrow
on.
at the Birdie Boo's launch party, I'll be in full shorts, full flip flops. Flip flop
floppies.
season is here. And by the way, I do think, Matt, do you know what a pedicure is, or do you just not like people touching your feet?
I've had them once. Those look fine.
They're pretty
Where
good.
is
They
this
are pretty
going?
good. They are pretty good, but you could,
First date.
indulge in one. Have you?
I did once. I don't know. It all went. I loved it. It was really nice. It was lovely.
It's the best. You got to once
But
a month.
then I felt my heels were drying up after that.
Well, you got to
And I
keep them
didn't like that.
moisturized. You got to
Well,
get
I have
a loofah
I had,
pad.
even when I went there the first
Yeah,
time,
loofah.
they said you have very nice smooth heels and stuff.
right.
And then after I went for the first time, it started not being as smooth in my eyes, which means I feel like it's the chapstick theory.
It's the chapstick
where
theory.
there's things in it that dry you out a little bit more, so you have to go back for more. So now I don't want to do another pedicure. That's legitimately the reason. Went with my mom one time. It was lovely. Had a great day with her. But
Yeah.
I don't. If I have such smooth feet right now, I don't want to mess with that.
Right.
So I just got to watch the cutting of the toenails and stuff, and that's the big thing.
Yeah. Big pedicure guy, Tom.
I've never experienced this. I
Well,
would.
It's very nice.
I would. I like. I've only had a massage once too. Like, but if those things feel good, and that's something I really have.
I like a therapeutic massage, or did you get the Swedish deep tissue massage where they really get it?
Oh, it was where they because
Yeah,
I was
those
like
are
having my
great.
lower back, and it was after golf, and it was early in the season. I think last year or 2 years ago, and I've had like lower back problems. And she's like, "Yeah, you've got like there's tension here." And she found some up in my neck, and then like really worked it out, and it was so good. But I would do a now listen, I wouldn't get my nails. I know Eric gets his nails painted.
You don't have to get the nails painted.
I don't. No. That's not my jam, but I would
No,
do
but
it.
they take care of you nicely.
Yeah,
it's
like,
wonderful. It's lovely.
It's nice to like be cared upon.
Yes.
Maybe we need
pampered?
a Team EST day.
Yes.
We have a
I'd like
banya downstairs.
Well, having a nice outing where we all go get
smack you
our
with the palm leaves.
Yes.
feet's taken care of, and we sit and chat and have a lovely time together. Team bonding.
Not gonna
Next-
lie to you, that's not my favorite thing for us to do as a team. But
team-
okay, I would
team
do
building.
it.
There are some that are like where you can have a beer while
Yeah.
That's happening too.
Well, that
I just think
completely
we have
makes
our
it
big
better.
staff meeting. We go somewhere, we talk, and then we have our feet taken care of, and we just feel nicer. We feel better about ourselves.
Feet are important, by the way, because if you don't take care of your feet, it can lead to problems up your legs, to your hips, and then to your back.
Speaking of legs,
Hey, now, I feel great.
look at the legs in this room.
Thank you.
Tommy, it came in on the nasty chat from David Schneider. Tommy looks like he's riding a chicken.
I don't know what that means, but
I'm with you, Ty.
You don't know what that means?
Don't know what that
what
means.
does that mean?
That means your legs are small.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
no, they're
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
I've told people I have the build of a European distance runner. Like, what's the big deal here? We've known this for decades.
Nothing to see here, guys. Nothing to see.
You mentioned the event tomorrow. What that is the Birdie Boo's launch party, which is happening at the Toast Culture Birch and Bear Pizza Garden Patio, which is 119th Jasper Ave, 1 to 5. You can go to our socials to get your tickets now for the event. It's $10. You'll be able to get some food and drinks with that. Obviously, try the Birdie Boo's that we're launching tomorrow.
Yes.
If there are tickets available tomorrow, if you show up, you can buy them. But if we sell out prior, there's a very limited number of tickets because it's outside, which is going to be wonderful. It's going to be lovely tomorrow. But it's also not the biggest space. We're not renting like Commonwealth Stadium or something like that. So there's not a lot. So get your tickets now if you want to guarantee your entry to the Birdie Boo's party tomorrow. We've got a 3-hole mini golf course happening. There's a bunch of other things. Some door prizes includes, I think, a 4-pass to the Ranch Golf and Country Club. There'll be 6 o'clock or lager tall cans as well. So it's going to be a fun afternoon down at Birch and Bear Pizza Garden. He was
Josh.
he was at the Hudson's on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we got to meet him. Gave us some lovely hats.
I know. I had to take them. What did Eric do with them? Are we giving them to listeners or are they for?
Well, they were for us.
Oh, they're for us.
They were for
Oh,
us
that was a really
initially.
nice hat. That hope he saved one for me.
So
but-
grab your ticket right now. Again, it's on all the EST socials or Dusty socials. I know he's posted it too. It's an Eventbrite link. That's how you get your tickets. Again, it's only $10. I do need some help from our nasties quickly. I got a text today from Jank Bowl and Moss of Coolbet saying Dusty says it's up to me to do the EST parlay
Mr.
today.
Lead.
Which I don't know. Dusty was working. Like, figure it out. But now I got to come up with the parlay, and I think I've got it figured out.
Let's
I
hear
need
it.
one more. I need one more thing. So I need the nasties, especially like I know Big Uke. If you're listening, you're a guy that can help me with this. I don't know if Rod Z tunes into the Hangout. He's big on the lock shop. 780-218-9999. Paris Jewelers inbox of the nasty chat. Here's what I have so far. Obviously, the Oilers win. You need that in there. Okay, this is the one. Oilers goal total. Do we do 3+ or do we do 4+ tonight?
We want more money, right? 4+.
And then Connor McDavid did not have a shot last game. I'm going 3+ shots.
Oh, I
don't need the points. 3+ shots. Connor's coming out firing that puck,
Why don't
especially
you
if
go
Leon's
points?
there.
Won't you get more money for points?
It depends.
Go over 2.
Well, I don't want to get
over
too
1.5.
greedy here. I don't want to get too greedy.
Okay,
here.
so then go over 1.5 because the shots won't give you the value.
They give actually. It's a decent
What's the value on shots?
Well, let me add that. Well, like I'm building this whole cool bet parlay thing here. Just give me a second. I need to add. Tommy said the Oilers 4+ goals.
Yep.
So I need to add that one. So the Oilers over 3.5.
Listen, man. Even
So
if
I'm at plus 240. And Coolbet always gives you a nice little bump. This is my bet builder. So they always give you a nice little bump. So we're probably at about a plus 265-ish right now.
Yep.
And
That's
I want to
great
add
value.
one more thing. And I'm trying to figure what's the one more thing that we can add. I don't want to use, like I was thinking about a Leon goal, but I don't know the health status of Leon. So I want to stay away from Leon.
What about a Nuge goal?
Is that a little too risky? Because I was looking at Evander
but it is
Kane
called
goal.
gambling.
I know, but we're trying to build something nice here. I was looking at Evander Kane goal instead of a Nuge goal. Do you stick with the Hyman goal? Do we look at just a Bouchard point?
Yeah, you can maybe get a point from the Boosh.
Do we just make this the Oilers scoring goals, but also McDavid? Do we just go the 3+ shots plus over 2 points?
Ooh, you could.
Do we just make this a McDavid / Oilers goal parlay? Double up on McDavid, double up on the
Boosh
goals.
Point over 1 point.
So Bush minimum a point.
Yeah.
1+ point. McDavid 3+ shots. Oilers 4+ goals, and the Oilers to win.
Let's make some money tonight, boys.
Let's take a look what the nasty chat has to say, because I want to get this to Jake so we can get it up there and people have today to fill that out.
Yeah, the Boosh point's getting some love in the
Sophie
chat.
Kirk, yeah, Bush point is nice. Big Maple Sports Card, Bush 2+ points or to record a point.
2+ shots.
2+ shots, sorry, yes. Or record a point.
I mean, if you're getting over plus 200, that's and you're somewhat.
See, I had and I built for
You
game
hit
one.
the 600.
I got that 600 in game one. I didn't think it would be that high. So I want to build something that's a little bit. Hey, look, if Dusty's throwing this, I want to beat him. I want to be better
There's
than Dusty.
nothing wrong with
I want
plus
to get it
250.
right and also get our listeners some money. That's the goal here. So that's where you're trying to find the right, like, that's where the Evander Kane, like, if I add an Evander Kane goal to this, without the Bush point, like, if I go Evander Kane goal, it gets you really good value. I'll say that right now.
Well, he's got to be plus
It
220.
makes it plus 800 right off the bat.
Yeah.
But that's too risky for me.
That
I
is
don't
risky.
feel good to throwing.
Well, I mean, what if you? Okay, what if you did this? Build the risky bet builder and build the Mr. Lean bet builder.
Would they do
I
that?
say go
They'd
hard
do
or
that,
go
right?
home.
Well,
I don't
that
like.
one you could do with the bet builder on your own. You could just do that one on your own if you want. Evander Kane goal, McDavid 3+ points, Oilers 4 goals, Oilers win. If you go on to Cool Bet, you go to Bet Builder, you could build that out. It's plus 800 on your own. Anyone could go do that.
Big Slam Nasty makes a good point because Cool Bet, can you register power play points?
I could go power play points with
Okay,
them. We could do almost anything with them.
Nuge over 0.5 power play points.
So we
So
want to
he hits on the power play.
We sang Nuge gets a point on the power play.
A point.
Yeah,
That's
not
pretty.
bad.
That's pretty good.
It's a little risky. But
That's
that'll
not
add
risky.
value. But that
I
will
don't
add
think
value.
he's
They
top
were
line power
1-for-1 the other night.
And how did Nuge do on that? Was he part of it?
Nuge got a point.
Was it on that?
I don't know if it was on the power play.
Well, that's
actually.
the
Let's-
thing.
let's
That's where I'm
trying to
wondering here.
double
So,
check.
like, okay, so now we're down to two things. Do we go Nuge power play
Dusty's
points?
in. No Kane. Too risky.
Ooh.
Oh, Dusty's listening.
The
Yeah,
boss
that's
man.
what-
Gets to
The
work.
boss man
But
speaks.
that's why I'm saying, like, you could go build that one on your own. So, okay, Dusty, throw one thing. Okay,
Yes, it was on the power play.
I'm going to
for
throw
Nuge.
this out to Dusty then, if you're listening from Portland. I've laid out my 3 that I'm going with this. It's the Oilers win, Oilers 4 goals or more, McDavid 3 shots. Do we add the Nuge power play point or the Bouchard point?
I like the Bouchard.
I'm throwing that
point.
one to Dusty. I want jump in the nasty chat.
think
Tell me what
Bouchard
I'm doing with
point
this.
is
I will
pretty
get a
good.
hold of Jake and we'll throw it up on Cool Bet and see what we can get out of that. Thank you, everyone, for your help on this.
I think the Bouchard point is I like that because that power play runs through him. Whether
Yeah.
it goes
If a
down
goal
or,
is scoring on the power play, chances are 2 of the points that are being awarded are going to McDavid, Leon, or Bouchard. Like 2 of the 3. are
Bouchard
getting it.
point. Dusty says.
Done. We're going with it. Big Maple Sports Card has his own Oilers in regulation. Hyman 1+ point. Bouchard 1+ point.
Oh, our Commissioner Quinn's in on the nasty
What's
chat.
up, Quinn?
What up? I've never lost on the EST parlay either, so I'm in.
Oilers win. Oilers over 3.5 goals.
Okay, Oilers win. Oilers over 3.5 goals.
McDavid 3+ shots.
3 shots for Jesus.
Jesus the landscaper.
And
Jesus.
Bouchard point.
Bouchard point.
1+ point.
Book it, Dano. Are we in?
Sent to Jake. We'll
All
keep you
right.
posted on when that's going to
And
be
what
coming
was the
up.
total?
I can't do the.
Okay.
You can't on the cool unless I'm doing this wrong. You can't add a point
Right, so they'll put
on
it together.
their
Okay.
on their bet builder. So I don't know what you're getting with the Bouchard point, but so what I had prior to that
It's
was I
probably
think plus
plus-
260. So the Bouchard points got to make it plus 3 something.
Yeah, it's
I
got to be
think with
plus
the
100.
I'll say
like,
this: I'm guessing plus 350.
That's great.
ish.
That's great value.
Let's go.
So McDavid's coming out firing.
And
Like,
now
at
that-
first playoff game without a shot.
Yeah, man.
He's getting 3 shots by the time the end of the second period. Like if midway through the second, I would think. Especially if Leon's not playing.
I think Leon's going to play.
I would suspect he will.
Yeah.
You keep him out of practice. There's no point of him practicing, but
Kid's a horse.
he goes out there, and the good news for the Oilers, at least with that, is the one thing about Leon in the playoffs, when he's hurt, he almost is better.
When he's grumpy, which is a lot of the time, he plays well. He might be extra grumpy.
Well, that's the thing. Like I don't
Yeah.
know. Like we've seen him play on one leg
My
before,
bear.
and it was amazing.
yeah.
Like so,
He was fantastic.
It might not be the worst thing. It could be the worst thing.
Well-
if it really impacts Leon's game, it could be the worst thing. For this
Back
team.
is, ugh.
but it also with just the history of Leon,
Yeah.
he could be fun. Like this
I
could
think
just get him going a little bit more.
You know, seeing what he went through last playoffs with his ankle, knowing that he's got that grit,
Yeah.
that I think would give Oilers fans a little bit more, I guess not as much worry towards this. Now the back is, like you just grimaced when you said that. I mean, the back is a different animal.
Yep.
I think an ankle thing is just about pain, whereas the back is almost can be debilitating depending on what it is and limit you. Whereas an ankle, you can skate on it. Yes, it hurts, but a back, you might not be able to, who knows? And the simplest thing, I mean, everybody saw when they were trying to find the replay of when it happened.
Because it was just cramps, and it was equipment issue.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
It takes a while to sometimes fix those equipment.
right.
Yeah.
But, it's maybe something out of place, something
Just equipment.
just equipment.
Just equipment. I believe coaches in the playoffs.
As you should.
They never mislead.
Boys,
Never.
how are we feeling? I mean, be honest. Right now, going into game 2, like, what are the vibes? Are you good?
I'm fine.
Are you good?
But you're talking to two guys who won't say that they're Oiler fans. So it doesn't matter.
But
I don't care if you're an Oiler fan or not. I'm talking about the series.
If I were a hardcore Oiler fan and I would rationally look at this, emphasis on rational, I would be okay because this team has had issues in game ones. This team has pooped the bed in playoff games and bounced back strong. They have a penchant for it. I expect that tonight from them. That's why me, as the broadcaster that covers the team, is not worried. That's why me putting myself into the hypothetical shoes of a hardcore Oiler fan would not be worried. Now, on the morning show, the boys were talking about the seeds of doubt being planted and starting to blossom. That is the nature of most Oiler fans. Post-game, we saw it on the GCL Diesel post-game show. People be, this series is over. This team cannot compete with the Canucks. Dakota Joshua's going to kill them. I pointed out Dakota Joshua could be an X factor. JT Miller going into the series. Irf Gaffar, who was our Canucks reporter guest on the pregame show of Game 1, said Joshua was great against Nashville in Game 1 and slowly faded away. We'll see if that trend continues or if he's got this renewed sense of confidence and he can keep being a beast. Add to the fact that the Oilers didn't get a couple of saves when they needed one from Stuart Skinner. So that's why I'm not really that worried. I think they bounce back. That's just me, though.
This is the Hangout Headlines, which is brought to you by the Ranch Golf and Country Club, offering premier conditions, top-notch service, unmatched value, a great choice for any golf round this season. Check them out, theranchgolf.com, to book your tee time. It's going to be a fantastic weekend to get to the ranch. I'll say this right now. If you don't have a tee time at the ranch right now for the weekend, I'm going to guess it might be tough. But go check it out. I'm guessing, I haven't talked to Murray, I'm guessing that that's going to be a pretty popular course this weekend, rightfully so. And with their spacing of their tee times, it will breeze by even on a busy day. To your question, Jay, of where I am for this, I believed this whole time that don't take the Canucks lightly, that this is the making of a long series. So there are going to be ebbs and flows of this series. There's going to be ups and downs. I'll look at it this way and go, depending how it goes, depending on the status of Leon, and depending overall how the game goes, even if the Oilers lose, I'm not worried for the Oilers' sake because they're coming home. They're like in this series, they are the favorite. In this series, game 1, they were the favorite. Tonight, they're the favorite. Overall for the series, they're the favorite. But they're still the road team. And the series isn't over until you come home and you lose that home game.
That's right.
So I think the Oilers have it in them that if they go down 0-2 to the Canucks, they could come take it at home. Puts a lot of pressure on game 3. It puts it all on the line in game 3. That now there's no mistakes afforded to this team if you go down 0-2. But as this is also a team that I think is good enough to go win those 2 games. The one issue for tonight, though, is if you lose, it's 6 losses to the Canucks this year.
Yeah.
And that's going to start playing in on people. And I people could sit here and tell me like I've said this too in the past, but on Monday people were telling me regular season doesn't matter. If you go 0-6 though, it's now matters mentally to the players. And Gager talked about that yesterday. Gager talked about that where as a player, like you sit there and go, okay, what does it take to beat this team? They have beaten us all year. It doesn't matter that 3 of those games were earlier this year. That's going to start creeping into the players' minds.
Has to.
I don't think it does.
It has to.
I don't know how it couldn't.
I disagree with you guys.
I don't know how it couldn't. If you lose 6 games to the same team in a single season, how do you sit there and not think this team has beat us 6 times? And for the flip side, if you're the Vancouver
Three
Canucks,
of them
doesn't
were
matter.
at the start of the year, and if you're not counting the start of the year, and some teams can compartmentalize really well, this team can do that. It doesn't matter. Fan base will go crazy. Us as media will go
But
crazy.
at some point, if you lose these 2 games, these are the most important games. You lost the game that was the Pacific Division was on the line, so you've lost those 3.
Yeah, but they didn't even dress their guys.
Who didn't?
The Oilers.
They had 1 guy out.
Yeah, that's the guy.
So this team only could go as far as Connor McDavid. I thought this was the team floated with depth. This is a team full of players. They're the most deep team ever.
I don't know
but if
how
Connor's
hard
not in
they
the
went in
lineup,
that game.
okay. Well, see now we're just making excuses for them.
I'm not making excuses for the Oilers.
Well, the Pacific Division was on the line. Like there still was something to go fully play for. And what, they just mailed it in for 60 minutes? That's not a good sign then for me. But I think as a player, if you lose who played their backup?
Played Pickard that like or was it Skinner? That
Oh, they
game?
played Skinner, and the other team played the backup.
All right, the Smith. Sorry, getting my
But
Canucks
it's,
game.
at some
That's
point,
how
if you're
irrelevant these
if you're a
Canucks games.
player, you go. We've lost these 2 playoff games now. They also beat us 4 times. I think that's going to play. But also, flip side, I think for Vancouver, they're feeling even better. Going, we've beat this team 6 times. We can do this. Gager talked about that yesterday. So, but overall, am I worried for the Oilers? Not really, because even if they lose tonight, I still think they have it in them to win 2 in Edmonton, and then it's a best of 3 series at that point.
Well, the saving grace, if they happen to lose tonight, would be to reflect on the regular season and note that prior to their 8-game winning streak, prior to their 4-game winning streak, was 2 or 3 losses in a row. So this team has proven that they are streaky. They can, have a couple 3 bad games and then boom, they're gone. So that would be something that an Oiler fan could reflect on to say that the sky is not falling. But I don't know. It's a weird feeling. That game was in control. Mm-hmm. Game 1 was in control for 40 minutes, maybe 38. And then the wheels fell off. So hopefully that's enough of a kick in the butt for that squad to not take their foot off the gas or take their foot off the throat, because they had them right where they wanted them. But, this leads to that, leads to this, leads to that. Next thing you're down, right? So, yes, I think it's going to be a heck of a game tonight. And what an atmosphere there, like in Vancouver. That was pretty intense, especially as the wheels started falling off. You could just feel it in the building.
That gives the team that extra jump. It's going to give the players that extra motivation. If the Canucks that we've got this, we'll finish this comeback, and the Oilers, I'm sure that bothers them a little bit. Belzy's talked about the crowd and how it impacts you, both good and bad, depending which side of the crowd you're on.
Sure.
And I think that's what we had in game 1 there. So I'm intrigued by Stuart Skinner's play, because look, how's he going to bounce back from this?
Has to.
Well, he does,
Just
but
has to be better.
last year in the playoffs didn't really, in that Golden Knights series, didn't bounce back in the end.
Yeah.
This is that next evolution. Can he forget about game 1? Can he forget about what happened in that game and get back to being Stuart Skinner from the last game, or last series, I should say, and from the regular season?
I think he can.
He can, but now will he? I guess is the bigger question. And that's that will be the big thing for me to watch tonight. Is he going to be like, as Gager talked about Skinner's play yesterday, or from the other game, was he could tell that Skinner got to a point where he's like, I just need to make this next save, and really just got off of his game and wasn't seeing the game as he usually does.
It's almost like he was.
Is he going to come in tonight going, I need to be good, or is he going to come in tonight going, I've got this, and back to seeing the game? And that's what will be fascinating to watch for me, at least.
Well, I think, leading up to that collapse, everything was fine. And I think they just got a little bit complacent and took the foot off. And that will not happen tonight if the Oilers happen to find themselves in that situation. I can assure you of that. This team is built different now. I think they can reflect on things a little bit calmer, with a little bit more foresight than maybe in years past.
Yeah.
Right?
I disagree with this in the nasty chat. Stupid Good Looking says, time is over for Skinner's evolution.
What?
This is his second full season.
It's his second year in the NHL.
It's his second time in the playoffs.
He's a Calder finalist one year and an All-Star, and then he has an even better year after a rough start, and now his evolution is over at 25?
Well, I don't know when I would ever say an evolution is fully over. Like, I guess that's when you get to your peak, is your evolution is over. When you get to your prime of your career is kind of the end. Well, but even then you still evolve to a degree as you go further. Like, Crosby at one point evolved as a player. Tom Brady as a quarterback, he was a different quarterback at the end than he was at the start. There's an evolution always, but through 2 seasons, you can't evolve anymore. I'm sorry.
He got better this year. He was good in what, like 4 of the 5 games against the Kings? Maybe if you don't want to give him the benefit of the doubt, 3 of the 5.
Yeah,
in a series that they won in 5 games.
In his second playoffs ever.
Yeah.
He's not allowed to evolve anymore. He has to be what he has to be at.
This is it?
This is it. There's no more growth.
Okay.
There's no more development that could happen. Not a chance.
Well, I mean, what happened in game 1 is part of said evolution. I mean,
100%.
That's going to happen to any professional athlete numbers of times during their travels and evolution of their own game. How you bounce back from that mentally, physically. It seemed like, they say for players out on the ice, like they're gripping the stick a little tight. It seemed like he was just unnaturally fighting the puck, especially that last goal. That just you got to have that. So, but that's part of it. That's part of going back, looking at it, realizing the moment might have got the best of him and progressing. So it'd be interesting. I think like what you said, Maddie, I think there's a different mindset going into the full 60 minutes of tonight's game.
Yeah, I think overall the messaging that if you're Chris Knobloch of the last 48 hours or whatever it is to the team is, if we play our game, we are going to win. Well, we didn't play. Like if I'm Chris Knobloch, I'm looking at the group. I would look at the team and go, look, if we played the full 60 on game 1, we win that hockey game.
We win that game 6-2.
If we play at our best, the Canucks are going to lose. We're going to beat them. Yeah. And I think that's the takeaway I go with from game 1 is, yes, the collapse, 3-goal lead was away, but we had a 3-goal lead. And we blew it, boys. That's the messaging, I think, if you're Chris Knobloch, you've been going with the last couple days.
Well, don't forget, this is also an evolution process for Chris Knobloch. Mm-hmm. I mean, for him to have that happen right in front of him is one hell of a good lesson.
Well, and Tommy, you brought it up, was it yesterday, I think, talking about that. That was maybe the first game for you where he got things more wrong than you've used to seeing.
Yeah, usually his adjustments are pretty good, and his decision-making, sometimes in-game, leading into games, one or the other, he usually nails it. And then the Matthias Janmark experiment, let's call it, that was bad. Didn't work. I was surprised they stuck with it, and he stayed with it. Not good. I know there's some people saying, well, Draisaitl was banged up, and you had to, you want to maybe keep those second and third lines together. It's like, no, you got to shorten the bench even when you're winning, and he didn't. So that's something that won't happen again. I know Craigster was saying via the inbox that I was making excuses for the Oilers. I am not worried about them. Even if they lose tonight, I'm not worried about them. This is a good team.
The Stars lost 2 against Vegas at home.
Yeah.
And they won that series.
What a series that is right now. Hey?
Man, if Colorado just doesn't go keep up the lead to start a game, they might win a few more games,
And that's just fun hockey to watch, though.
That was a great game, again,
just
last night.
Back and forth, and just the firepower on both those teams. I guess, you could say that maybe for the Oilers if you're not watching them on the daily basis of the firepower they have, but to see that Stars Avalanche series, it's just, man.
And then the Gavs get the power play late, and you're just like, and they don't score. How do you not tie this up?
Yeah.
But and also just quickly, the Hurricanes.
Oh,
they're good enough to be at least down 2-1 in this series, if not up 2-1 in this series, and yet they're on the brink of elimination. The Rangers getting set to punch their ticket to the Eastern Conference Finals. Just good for the Rangers. Boston potential in the NHL. Celtics, Knicks, Eastern Conference Final potential in the NBA.
That's crazy, man.
Is the U.S. ready to handle 2 Bostons versus New York?
The Eastern Seaboard ready to handle? Everybody else is.
Oh, I don't know. That's a lot of Boston, New York on their TVs, but they're probably already used to it. A couple texts or
Well,
messages.
it could be. Sorry to interrupt. It could be. Did you like Knicks Celtics too?
That's what I
right?
said.
Okay, yeah.
Both.
Sorry.
We could have the double in the NBA and NHL, New York versus Boston.
You
And
can train there, right? Do you think
yeah.
You can train from Boston to New York.
It's, I think, a 4-hour drive.
Yeah.
It's about
Probably
that.
an hour and a
It's
half
like
train or
hour
something, or 2
flight.
hours.
So, yeah, it's not, it's anything on that east. It's also close.
Yeah.
Reginald Nan saying rumblings of Demko coming back in game 4, which actually that doesn't worry me if I'm the Oilers because he's not going to be Demko. He's not coming back healthy.
No.
Plain and simple. So, like,
Irf doesn't expect him back this entire series.
I think there's a little
Irf's
bit of
pretty dialed in with them.
gamesmanship here from
Yeah.
the Canucks where you throw out, hey, you might play, just to keep the Oilers guessing, I guess, if you will. It's
yeah,
like
the
start-
gamesmanship,
Yeah.
as you were saying.
But even if he does play at all in these playoffs, I don't think he's going to be healthy that it's like you're seeing Demko, one of the best goalies in the NHL necessarily in terms of play. And Scotty knows if Skinner develops more consistently as one tends to do with practice and repetition, that would obviously be considered an evolution. Exactly.
Yep.
You evolve. GCL Diesel Oil Stream. Pre-game show, post-game show tonight. Hudson's West Edmonton Mall. I think I'm going to pop dive for a little bit of that one tonight.
Bryce the Sparky asked if Glue Guy's going to be there tonight.
No, I'm still on daddy daycare.
What else if the wife comes back?
Yeah,
Think
the
you
wife's
gotta be
back
home
later
with
tonight.
wife?
Yeah.
Ooh.
What's that mean?
Welcome back, April.
I was just figuring just to be like hello and not just gone.
No. I've been waiting for you.
Yeah.
You might go to the Sunday on White.
Yeah, I want to go Sunday, but yeah. Well, Tommy will be there.
I will be there. I'm looking forward to it. You know, Hudson's both crews, White and Bourbon Street, are phenomenal.
Just the best.
Great people.
They're awesome. So big thank you to all of them. Adam and Steve over at Bourbon, Connor at White Ave, just fantastic.
I
Lots of fun.
really like their food.
Yeah,
Like
man.
I've never gotten like an entree at any of
Get
these.
the ginger beef bowl.
Really?
You,
It's
yeah, you've
awesome.
had that.
I've had it a
You
few
like
times.
the mac and cheese too.
I've had the mac and cheese, but I like the ginger beef bowl more.
I've had quite a few things. Their nachos,
Legendary.
they're massive.
And the quesadilla is really good too.
You order the nachos though, like you make sure there's people with.
Well,
you.
the first watch party in their first series on White Ave, Quinn and her podcast mate, I forget her, Lauren, is it Lauren?
Oh, Lauren, yeah.
Yeah, Lauren. They were there and they had ordered nachos and I came in a little late and they were full and there was still like half a plate left. So I think I started picking away at it. It was good.
we had it at our little Christmas party we had at
Yeah,
Tonsors
it was awesome.
And it's like for the group of us, we still didn't finish it.
Yeah, and
like
Dusty was there.
Absolutely massive. Their wings,
Wings.
awesome. They're
Where
awesome.
Where
so
are we at on calling nachos just chose? Because I find that
Gross.
who says that?
I've heard
says
it.
that?
I
don't
have
know.
never heard that.
You want some chose, bruh?
No, bruh.
And it's the same dum-dums that wear slides with socks.
Oh my
Awful.
God, guys.
I feel like I think that's going to be a big thing with Gen Z.
Chose, bruh.
You like socks with your sandals?
I have a confession.
No, what type of sandals are we talking
No,
about?
I'm talking
here?
about slides. Like you get the little.
Are you? Do you
It's
do
not about me.
slides?
It's not
bad,
about me.
man. It's bad.
It's about my oldest daughter,
Paulina, by the way. Quinn says Paulina.
Paulina. Sorry, Quinn.
And
But
it's all
her bits,
caps.
it's really good.
There is a Lauren that Tom knows. Yes.
Yeah.
Also,
She was
Okay.
CFL.
it was Paulina and all yelling.
My daughter now is wearing. She asked for Birkenstocks. That's the cool thing right now.
The 90s look is in right now,
And
and
she
it's
wears
terrible.
them with tall white socks.
That's the youth thing.
Yeah,
I wanna
it's so
puke.
bad.
I've seen Zach to come wearing shoes with the full socks
Yeah.
up and shorts.
I don't mind
It's
that.
awful.
And the shorts.
I don't
It's
mind
awful.
that. A little mid.
Mid
mid calf.
Go with the low no show socks.
Yeah.
But that is millennial, I guess, and Gen Z's.
Yeah.
They're out of that.
Well,
If
I'll
I'm
tell
wearing-
them what. Their looks are terrible. You guys look sloppy, and it's awful.
Yeah,
I'm just going to say it.
I don't like it. I laughed at my daughter this morning as we were on the way to the
Rightly
bus.
so.
That's a great way to build up the self-esteem.
Well, she's got lots of confidence. Trust
But I
me.
love you, baby.
I
You're my
just
girl.
don't get it. Socks and sandals. It's just so
it's
weird.
counterproductive.
It's an oxymoron.
It's meant to have your feet be free.
Yes.
Your toes are
Yeah.
supposed to be free. Like even Gager and I were talking about it yesterday. Like one of the best feelings is when you finish your golf round.
yes.
And you take your golf shoes off and you slip on those flip-flops and you go walking into the clubhouse to get a
that's good.
drink. That feeling of your feet just being free again.
Hey, man.
You know, if you
After
could,
that round of golf, it's just magical. I'm not putting socks on to put into my flip-flops
if you could
after.
bottle that feeling and put it into a cologne or a drink, that would be so good.
Yes.
That is the best feeling.
It's amazing.
It's like the
It's so
first sip of
relieving.
beer after men's league hockey.
Or like the first sip of two hoots that Matt's about to
Hey
pour
there.
me.
Do you have a cup for it? Oh, there it is.
That's it right there.
This one, this is a statement via the inbox 780-218-9999 Paris Jewelers inbox. This text says socks and slides is a dad move, Tom.
When?
You won't get it. I disagree that it's a dad move because I'm seeing more youth Gen Z a la Zacticum.
Hey, I'm a dad, and I
Where-
would never do that.
It's
Yeah.
a Gen Z thing. It's making its comeback as Gen Z right now. They
and-
are against ankle socks,
Yeah.
and they are in full socks
and they
with
look
what
like
they're wearing.
dumbasses. And I know I sound like Red Foreman from that 70s show, which is an old reference as well. But like, I'm not talking like the socks with the Velcro sandals. Like that's a classic dad look. I'm talking like the slides that the
you're-
kids are wearing now. They look like idiots. And then older, like if guys my age, late 30s, are doing the same, you look like idiots.
This is why you get the flip flops too that have like the ones I have. where
Thong
they're-
flip flops.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you can't wear socks with these.
No, you
No,
look
you
like an
literally
idiot.
can't. Those are nice.
Thank you.
Now, okay, here's the thing. Now,
Mark's workwear?
I'm sorry that we're on this because we're shifting into summer mode here. Hallelujah! It's
summertime.
playoff hockey. It's all of this works hand in hand and goes together. It's gonna be 26 degrees today, but if you're wearing like the socks and you got the ones and you pull them all the way up to the ankles, not the ankle socks, but the calf socks,
The mid-rise.
right, mid-rise. If you're wearing those with like cross trainers or whatever, that's fine.
That's
that
fine.
looks fine.
I still think that looks weird.
It's okay
No,
in the right
that's
setting.
fine.
Like,
Yeah.
like you
That
can
one,
almost
I-
get away with that on a golf course too. Like the mid calf
Yeah.
sock with like a nice pair of white crisp shoes, like golf shoes. You can do that, but like
I guess that's a tennis lookish.
if you're wearing like your Air Force Ones or your Jordans, you got to have no sock visible.
Oh, see, actually, I think with the Jordans or Air Forces,
No,
you can do the white socks pulled up.
No.
It's a solid. I think that actually works with those shoes.
no.
But you gotta have the mid-rise.
Yeah, but they have to be like white
And
No.
you have to wear shorts.
with those ones, 100%. I'm with with mine. I have my ankle socks that I wear for my
No
Air
shows.
Jordans.
No
Like
shows.
no shows.
Well, I have different.
I'm
Some are,
wearing
like, go
socks.
higher than others, so I have to get the right ones. For those ones.
Costco's got the best ones.
Costco
They're
has
a
great
deal.
Bench, they have these bench ones. Those I wear with my white Vans
They
that
had
come out in the
Cole
summer.
Haan ones. They're very very comfortable, like butter.
But
Smooth like
the,
butter.
the cleanest thing is just wear sandals, and you don't wear socks, and you're good.
Keep your feet neat and tidy.
In the shower, wash them. Don't just let the water go down. Actually, scrub them.
I hit them with the loofah.
Me too.
Jen
You
Cool
have to.
comes in.
You have to.
Says same feeling when you take off a bra. LOL.
Oh.
Not a lot of you would know that feeling.
I can imagine though.
Socks, after the
The
golf
golf,
round.
I can imagine that the day after
You're
at
like,
the end of the day,
bam,
pulling that
freedom.
off, it'd feel great.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. Yeah.
Just let everything hang out.
We're at the point now where, like, again, today is gonna be a beautiful. It already is a beautiful day, and that's where the summer gear really comes out.
17 right now.
Yeah. So
Jeez.
do it right. Do it right. Do yourself a favor. Do everyone else a favor. Do summer gear right.
I have a story, a sidebar.
Yes. Let's
Before we get to that, this is the EST Hangout presented by Two Hoots Hard Ice Team. Matt Iwanyk, Jay Milne, Tom Gazzola with you here. We do have that VIP table to the Great Outdoors Comedy Festival for the Friday. Andrew Schultz and Shane Gillis. There are no more VIP tables for the Friday. Limited number of general admission. GreatOutdoorsComedyFestival.com for more information on how to get tickets. In the coming weeks, we will also have a VIP table qualifying for this Friday or Saturday, which is Kevin Hart, and on the Sunday, Burt Kreischer and Whitney Cummings. But you can buy those tickets right now, GreatOutdoorsComedyFestival.com. Alley Cat, the official beer of the Great Outdoors Comedy Festival. You can go enjoy a 6 o'clock locker in Kingsman while you're having a great time. That is to come here on the Hangout.
Okay, I got a bit of a
Sidebar.
I got a bit of a sidebar. I'm going to give a shout out. Okay, this is just extremely personal, based off of something that happened in our house Tuesday night. Had a little bit of a plumbing issue.
Oof.
Couldn't figure it out. Couldn't get it taken care of myself. So
What was the issue?
a very, 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 very plugged toilet.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was at my wit's end. Did a lot of research on Google and YouTube and figured that I need a snake
Oh, I
to
have
get
one.
in there. You
Do
do?
you?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I Google plumbers near me. As you know, I don't live downtown.
Hold up a second. What time was this?
This was at, because my wife left because she felt bad to leave me in that situation because she was taking Grace to practice for 8:30. So it would have been about 7:30.
Okay, but
Not daytime. Like
I know, but
not
so,
during
like-
business hours.
yeah, it's pretty tight to get to like a Rona Plus or Home
Well,
Depot
you
or
can't,
something to
like-
get the snake.
The snakes that you can get that probably Tommy has is probably like a very, you wouldn't.
You don't think it would do the
sure
job?
If you could do the job.
Okay, so
Oh, yeah, because it's just like the coil. It's
Yeah,
a strong
so-
coil that you like.
So you were looking for
I
plumbers
googled
nearby.
plumbers near me, and it shows up like a range road over from me, 2 range roads. This Greater Edmonton Plumbing. So it says it's closed, but I call anyways. And sure enough, Barry, the owner, answers the phone, and he didn't seem all that thrilled to have to come out to my house at night, but he did. He came. He brought this massive snake, and problem resolved. He did a great job. It was in and out, but that's not really the point of my story.
You want to give credit.
Well, it was very good service. He was, if you're in the Strathcona County area, Barry, Greater Edmonton Plumbing. I paid him. I'm not getting paid for this or anything silly, so don't say that. But he was talking to me because he says, "Oh, that furniture truck out back, is that yours?" And I said, "Yeah, it's Yvonne's, but I'm we're done with that. We wrapped that up." He's like, "Oh, sorry to hear that. What are you doing now?" And I said, "Well, I said I'm just kind of hanging out with the guys over at Edmonton Sports Talk." He says, "Oh, I love Edmonton Sports. So I listen to it every day."
Nice.
And I said, "Well, yeah, I'm Glue Guy." He said, "Oh my gosh, okay." But you know what? He did not know till the morning before. He would only listen to it on Spotify.
Oh, the podcast?
like
The podcast, so
not live.
At 6:45, he'd get this, or 7:15, he'd get the 6 to 7 hour. And then Dusty was explaining that he was somewhere and somebody said they couldn't listen to it live, so Dusty just literally put it on his phone. So the point of the story is that he had no idea that you can listen to it on iHeartRadio
And
or
tune
tune in live. And I think if it was, I mean, I know it said a lot on the broadcast, but it is really that easy. So now he's listening live all day. Barry, thanks for cleaning up my toilet. You're the man. I'm glad you figured out how to use the iHeartRadio app.
Okay, that's a good point because
It's not that hard, to do. but-
last night a huge 1260 listener who I became friends with, Guy, he was asking how he usually watches pre and post game, but he only assumed that we were on YouTube.
No.
And I was like, no, man, we're 24/7
If
programming.
you're leaving the Hudsons and you're driving home, you can listen to it live
Yeah. And
on iHeart or TuneIn.
so I think we maybe have to do another video because we did one to when we launched. It's you just go, "Hey Siri, hey Google, hey Alexa, play Edmonton Sports Talk," and they do. It's that easy now.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And I remember one guy coming up to me at Hudson's, maybe in February. He's like, "What's this?" And I was like, "It's our new station. We used to be 1260." He's like, "We're on the dial." Clearly, this guy in his mid-60s. I'm like, "No, man, dial. It's AM's kind of going bye-bye."
Well, that's Barry. Barry's, he's I don't know how old he is, but I'd say he's in his 50s, 60s.
Yeah.
And, I understand that there's probably a little bit of a gap there in knowing how to work it, what do you mean it's not on a station or on the dial?
It is a station. It's just not on the dial.
It's just not on the
We're not on a
dial.
transmitter. So I said to the guy, he's just throwing it back at me. I'm like, dude, I'm about to go on. I don't have time for this conversation. I'm like,
Yeah.
do you go to the video store to rent movies still? He's like, whoa, what is that supposed to be? And I'm like, think about it. I got to go on the air.
Throw your vape charger at him and tell him to get the hell out
Bruh,
of your
here's
face.
your vape charger.
Bruh.
Not gonna lie, I do miss renting a movie. at a store. I do miss the Blockbuster heading there on a Friday night,
Well,
getting
kids
the
these
movie and
days
stuff.
won't know what it's like to walk into a Blockbuster and find the movie you want just to take the cover off, and it's not there.
There's nothing behind it.
Yeah.
There's no videos behind
There's
it. You can't
nothing
rent
there.
it. Or you try to get like some game or video game or something.
That
and
was the best.
The few times your parents find like, yeah, you can rent a game. You're like, yes, and then you just crush it all weekend until it goes back on the Monday.
Yes.
There was something special about that. Which, by the way, you could get video games at the Edmonton Public Library if you're ever interested.
That's like one of those things where it says, "Tell me how old you are without telling me how old you
Yep.
are." The Blue Room
Oh,
at movie rental places.
but the beaded curtain.
The beaded
Blockbusters
curtain, or
never
like
had that.
They had swinging doors.
The swinging doors.
I was reading online somewhere, and a lot of this was a question.
That
Did
was Independence.
Blockbusters ever have the back room?
the Blue Room, it's called.
And Blockbusters never did.
I thought they did.
Blockbuster, but at least from people that worked in the Edmonton area and that were jumping on. This was a Reddit thing actually a couple weeks
Reed
ago. weirdly
Wilkins
enough.
would know. He worked at Blockbuster.
They said that it was never at Blockbusters.
Oh.
But it was at like a Rogers Video or the movie studio. I think
Yeah.
was the other one that was called.
Remember
There was a
just
few
like
others.
video
There was-
stores called Video Station?
yeah, video station.
Yes, those would have it.
Yeah,
yeah.
And you'd rent video, like the video game rentals were the best too.
I know.
You know, you could get them for like 3 to 5 days or whatever.
Oh, it was the best.
What a time to be alive.
Now you just download them, which is even better. But yeah,
That's so boring
Anyway.
though. Like and those movie stores, they all had that same smell,
yeah, it was a weird
Yes.
smell.
right?
Yes, they did.
Very industrial.
I wouldn't say it was like good, but it wasn't bad, and it just had a distinct smell, right? That would be something that
Kids
you want
nowadays have to deal with what streaming platform is this movie on, and maybe it's not on a streaming platform,
kids
and you don't
these days,
get anything.
dads these days. Hey, they like, how do you find this movie or that? Or
Do you want to know how?
yes, Matt.
You torrent it.
Oh, you. Of course you would.
That's what I do. I don't have streaming services. I don't actually physically. I don't pay for a single streaming service. I use my parents' Crave, and that's it. I don't even use a Netflix. I don't use any of them. There's always ways around it. You just have to look.
That's true.
Oh, look at that, Captain Chaos. I love Barry. He did my dishwasher.
Nice.
That's great.
Good people helping good people.
You know what? He was just a lovely man.
Oh, Barry the Cheater. He texted in some pictures of his socks he's wearing. He's got Oilers socks on.
Yeah.
Who are that? Who is that?
But see, he's not wearing slides. He's wearing like
but they're
Jordan.
jeans.
He's wearing Jordans though.
They work.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
But he's also got the jeans. He's not wearing shorts with them.
Yeah,
but
okay. But
Who is that?
Boy, but those are
Trying to figure which
those
is
aren't
that?
like long shorts. Those are jeans.
No, I think
those
he's
are-
pulled up
wearing
his pants.
jeans. Yeah, you want to show off the socks.
Hey Barry, who is that?
Like
With
looks
the
like,
beard.
That
Like,
looks
it
like
almost looks like Sam
Video.
Gagne.
Yes, Gus. Thank you. Jumbo Video. Because they did have popcorn.
Oh, I love the places that have popcorn.
Yeah.
I was when my dad was a teacher, so he'd have the summers off, and during the summers he had a construction background. My mom would have the list of things he has to do throughout the summer.
The honey-do list.
Yeah, but so we'd have to go to every so often go to Arona or Totems or something, Windsor Plywood. I always would go. Like I always knew which ones
Home
had
hardware,
the popcorn.
home hardware.
I knew there was no home hardware in Edmonton.
What?
Like it's been very rare. Like home hardwares there haven't been a lot in Edmonton.
We still go
It's
to home hardware
outside
at Sherwood
the city,
Park
but it's not
because-
in the city.
And guess what? They've upped their game. They have
do they
a
have now?
popcorn machine, and they have all the sauces you want and
Those
sprinkles.
are great.
I knew Windsor Plywood always had it.
Sure.
It was Totems always had it. And it was select like other Ronas or
Totem.
something.
Jeez, you don't.
Yeah. That takes
Tell
people
me how
back.
old you are with that.
There it is.
Hey,
General one because there's one not too far from here that used to be one, but the one we would go to 50th Street just off the Yellowhead, which is now a church or something. It used to be a flea market.
Okay, so last Friday
Yeah.
when Reed was here, we got into mispronounced names and terms and whatnot. This could be a fun one for the nasty chat. Just throw things out into the chat that tell me how old you are without telling me how old you are.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
like saying totem.
Totem.
Building
And not
supplies.
not
the outfitters.
the sporting goods spot on 99th or
Totem,
whatever.
yeah, Totem
I
Builders.
forgot what it was called. The full
Totem
name of it.
Builders,
Is
right?
it Totem Builders?
Yeah.
They had popcorn though.
I think it was
And then-
Totem Building Supplies.
Yeah.
And then the Rona, there was a Rona across from our old place at 1260. Because there was the Lowe's, which is now Rona Plus.
Yeah.
But across the street was a Rona, which
Yeah.
now is fully closed. They had popcorn for a while. I always knew where the popcorn was.
That was where they had the Arcan RV sale.
No, not that, like next to the Walmart or like near that Walmart.
Oh,
Like,
but
do you know how
we were-
across the street from the station was the Wendy's?
Yeah.
There was this small Rona right there.
Oh,
That one had
right.
popcorn. As a kid, I knew where all the popcorn was because when my dad said we're going, like, got to go to Windsor. Want to come?
popcorn, hey?
Yes, I do.
For popcorn.
It was great. Also, it's Cam Talbot. That's whose socks that
Nice.
Barry the Cheater's playing.
Classic.
Oh, Palladium in West Ed.
I remember Palladium.
My family, we were going with me and my brother. My parents took us we had some credit still on a card, and we showed up and it was closed. Like, it had shut down, and we didn't know it shut down.
It was
devastating.
Palladium, like Playdium, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like the rec room well before the rec room.
Yeah.
And it was only like here in Toronto, and then they shut down. And
Well,
it was
speaking of West
awesome.
Edmonton Mall, they used to have in that food court. Now I think they have like 10 food courts, but the main food court off of the pirate ship or whatever, they had the walkways that had the water shooting over them.
I remember those.
That was
Yeah.
like, as a kid, that was just like
That was cool.
That was the
Yes.
eighth wonder of the world to see that live and in person.
I miss Bourbon Street when it had the more New Orleans flair to it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very
That's just,
sanitized now almost. It's very...
yeah.
It looks nice.
It's more modern.
Yeah.
But it's not New Orleans, like what Bourbon Street was
Right.
supposed to have.
Did
And
they
they
have
used to
was-
have like the windows up front,
Joker.
the
Yeah.
fake
Yes.
windows up front or up top.
I remember
I do
that.
miss that.
That was nice.
I miss the submarines.
Oh yeah, Big Slam Nasty. That's a good one.
Which?
The discount movie theater.
You want to know
Remember,
something?
like, what-
So there was two of them. Movies 12 and...
Movies 12.
Movies 12 is Clairview.
Cinema 12.
Cinema 12. I think you're right.
And
I
there's
drive
one by
by
the
that
south
Movies
side.
12 still every so often.
Is it still open?
No, but I'll go get gas at Costco and then I'd go to Century Casino to see Eric.
Right.
That's what and I would drive near that. So I would
Yeah.
always take the loop to drive by it. And I always look at it and be like, I wonder what it'd look like inside right now.
The
And then I
same,
think,
probably.
should EST buy this? Oh my God. Shanks, End Zone Pub, Garno Pub, and Movies 12. We're bringing back the
Put it on the
discount
list.
movies. I remember going to those all the time.
Yeah, it was good.
You just had to wait a few
This is a
weeks for
cheap
the movie
theater.
to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were fine.
Yeah.
And wasn't it like 50-cent movie night or something?
Sometimes, yeah.
That Movies 12 though had bed bugs at one point.
Oh, yeah.
I think late, like
Of course it did.
years later, like close to the end. I think there was issues that had some bed bugs and stuff. But I would love to go inside and
That's a
just take a look.
huge parcel of land.
I know. Yeah, that one was.
Yeah.
They were all on huge pieces. Like the one on the south side was behind the old Costco.
Do you
91st
remember
Street.
Right.
the movie theater in Londonderry Mall?
Yes. You go downstairs.
That's old. That's taking it back. I saw, I think, one of the Toy Stories there, and I think I saw Jurassic Park 2 there.
I saw Ninja Turtles 3 there.
Do you remember that
Terrible
one?
film.
I'm from Sherwood Park. We didn't go north of the L-head
Oh, okay.
at all costs.
That turned out fine, I think.
There was also another movie theater in West Ed that wasn't.
Yeah, they had
Silver
a couple
City.
in there.
There was a few. It was by the food court, wasn't it?
Well, there was
The
one.
entrance?
Yeah, there was. I think there was like 3 because there was one that became Rum Jungle.
Right.
Yeah.
Captain Chaos, I am not too young or for Red Rooster. Remember Red Rooster? It was like the original 7-Eleven.
Nope.
I do remember Red Rooster. I remember going to visit my cousin in Kensington, and there was a Red Rooster.
There was one in Millwoods, on Millwoods Road. I remember, and it kind of looked like a Pizza Hut, like it had the
Yeah.
roof that went like that,
Yeah.
and then up in the middle. Red Rooster, that's a good one.
Reds at West Ed was great.
Ooh,
Reds was fantastic.
Good, that's some
Rocky
good
and
concerts
Bullwinker
there.
was always awesome.
Well, Bullwinkles.
Oh, just Bullwinkles.
I had my
yeah.
6th birthday there. Best birthday ever. Or 5th birthday? 6th
On
birthday.
what is that? 66th Street. Yeah, it's 66th.
Bullwinkles?
No, there used to be almost like a motorhome restaurant,
Oh, the Motorant.
which had the
Motorants.
massive burger.
Yeah.
and
I
they just
went
kept
there as
adding
they-
on to it, right?
And I went
Yeah.
there when it was closing to try it once, and I
Did you eat it?
didn't eat it all that time. I had to take some home. It was Fuddruckers in Saskatoon. I ate it the full burger because I did it there and I crushed it all. Yeah, there's a lot of great things that we've had in this city. A lot of other great things that have come, but certain things that just absolutely miss.
100%. I wonder if there would be a market. Maybe they're probably not, but for like a video rental.
There's still one in Edmonton,
Really?
I believe. Someone will have to remind me where it is.
What do you mean,
There's one
like,
in Edmonton that you could go
What do you
still
rent?
movies.
DVDs?
Yeah.
Blu-rays. Remember HD DVDs? I never knew the difference.
Well, there was just like, I don't know what was behind it, but it was like this fight, and it was Blu-ray versus HD, and Blu-ray
Yeah.
won, I think.
Right.
But now there's also the 4 UHD ones, which are like Blu-ray or like 4K or whatever.
But you can just
but
download 4K now.
But you
Or
need
stream
to
it.
have the proper a new DVD player
No
for
thanks.
those ones. I want those. Like, I want to get Planet Earth 2 and Planet Earth 3 in like the ultra high def to throw it on my TV.
Can't you just get it off of the Disney Channel or the Disney app?
Yeah.
Do they have Planet Earth 2 and 3? But I don't know if they do true 4K.
I don't know.
Why wouldn't they? Like,
Because something like Netflix has some 4K stuff. YouTube, you could do some 4K stuff.
Yeah.
But it's not everything that's
it's
in
your
4K.
TV and your connect, like your
But it's
internet connection.
I'd like to just actually also like I'm a physical copy guy. I like owning my physical copies.
You're like my brother Mike.
It's
He likes
well, like,
having that
look,
stuff.
I don't have to worry about a streaming platform. I have 17 seasons of The Simpsons, I think.
So does my brother Mike.
I have The Wire. I have Band of Brothers. I have The Sopranos. I
Band
have
of Brothers,
Godfathers.
amazing.
Like I have South Park through like 20 seasons or something. I like having the physical copies because I don't know what the future's going to hold. I could watch a Simpsons episode whenever I want. And when they went to Disney Plus, there was a big uproar because they made it high def, so they expanded it.
Oh.
But you lost jokes. And they had to refix it after, because one of the jokes was that Homer went to the Duff Brewing thing and they had the like 3 containers of Duff Light, and Duff something else, and they were all being poured into. But all you saw on the screen was the 3 things getting the beer filled into it. But the actual joke is they were all coming from the same silo or whatever.
Oh.
So it's all the same beer, but they're going stuff. And there was the joke, but you missed it because they had to mess with it. Disney Plus messed with it. You don't get that with the DVD. I'm a big DVD hard copy.
For that one joke, it's definitely worth it.
There's more than that.
I don't even think. Well, we own a few DVDs for the basement. The girls will watch, like, have movie nights down there. Like,
Well, that's fine.
I could
Little
watch The
Mermaid and
Simpsons
stuff.
for the rest of my life. I don't have to worry about a streaming platform taking it away from me or me having to pay for it. I just have it.
Okay.
I'd be terrified
Okay.
to find out how many services and platforms I'm currently paying for that I don't even know.
Do you pay for cable?
Whipping off? Yeah,
So you do it all. You're fully in.
I'm like stuck in the 2000s, man.
And the 2020s.
Yeah.
You got both.
I got
Living in
both
both
worlds.
worlds.
It's expensive. It's expensive. I'll tell you that.
You know what I think killed HD DVDs too? When was it PlayStation 3 went Blu-ray?
Yeah.
I think that was a big part
There's
of it.
usually those big moments where
Tilts
a
the
couple of
scales.
things we're
Yeah.
going to go this way, and it changes
Yeah.
the market.
I noticed even sporting events now, like on from my cable box, don't fit perfectly into my screen. So like I don't know if those NBA playoffs say are in 4K or something, and it just
Like,
doesn't-
is it too big?
Yeah.
So that's
Just on the
That's
NBA,
your
I noticed
aspect
it.
ratio.
Sometimes that might
No,
be.
I changed. It's
Yeah, sometimes
it's
it is
fine
just yours.
on NHL games, but on NBA
Then it might be
games,
a TV issue that you have.
I think they're shooting on 8K cameras now. If there are any shooters,
They're starting to get that way. Yeah.
And now we're finally catching up with 4. Like I only watch the playoffs in 4K now.
But not all games are 4K.
I know. Like
They put it on the 4K channel Sportsnet, but they're not all 4K.
and you can tell. You can tell. Like you said, Toronto is in 4K.
The issue, and this is the
Yeah.
TSN Sportsnet. Behind the scenes, it's called Dome Production.
Yes.
that generally produces
Yes.
most
You
games.
see their trucks all over the place.
TSN Sportsnet, you both use Dome
both- yeah,
Production.
exactly.
So there's not a lot. I think there's only 2 4K trucks, if I'm not mistaken, and they're all out east. And so, like, Canada was ahead of the curve than the U.S. of having 4K broadcasts. We had a lot of things out east. Raptors games would be 4Ks, Blue Jays in 4K.
Yeah, Blue
CFL
Jays.
games in Toronto or Hamilton are 4K.
Yeah.
Leafs games generally were 4K.
Yes.
I think some Sens games might get 4K or something like that. Those trucks never come out west.
Right.
But we've never expanded beyond that, whereas the States now does a lot more in 4K.
Yeah.
And the world does a lot more in 4K.
Yeah.
But I don't even think like Sportsnet or like if Sportsnet takes the World Series, it's done in 4K. I don't think Sportsnet grabs a 4K feed and throws it on their 4K channel.
You can tell when it's 4K because usually it's on like the same games on Sportsnet, West or whatever, and then you flip it from West to the 4K channel, and you're like, oh, damn! Like I was doing that with the Leafs game in round 1, and I was like, man, it just looks so much cleaner and sharper. But yeah, we're some guys are shooting on 8K cameras now. That's where we're at.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, someone will correct me if I'm wrong. Do you know, like when you're watching golf or something or football, there's a touchdown and they get that one shot where the guy is
Yeah.
very clear and everyth's kind
Yeah.
of.
That's a camera.
I think that's 8K.
Is it shot in 8K?
I think
Because
those
it's
are
a
8K
specific
shots.
lens too.
Yeah, I think those might be
Yeah.
8K shots.
Those are so cool.
It is
because
great.
they do stand out very differently.
It looks like a
Somebody can
video
correct me
game.
on that one.
It looks like a video game.
Yeah, it
right?
does. And I think it was like they tried it out. The story behind it is they tried it out. I read an article, and it was just kind of like an experimental thing, and it looked so good that they're like, this needs to be permanent. And then now every other network, they copycat.
And then I think
Yeah.
though with that lens, they tried doing more with the lens.
I think
but
they-
it was weird.
baseball.
But it was weird. It messed with the actual game, and they don't do it for the game
Yeah.
because that lens it just was distracting in a way.
It has to be like
Yeah.
your subject has to be relatively close to.
Katie says, Paris Jewelers inbox 780-218-9999. The lobby on White does movie rentals, I think. And also Movies 12 was so easy to sneak into from the side door. I saw a few random crappy movies doing that.
Nice.
And then there's still Movie World in Stony Plain where you can rent movies. So there are a couple spots.
I think that's where that guy yelled at me about not being on the AM dial was from.
Yeah.
I get it out there. I'm like, okay, well,
Jasmine also saying all this stuff creates more clutter and takes up space when it comes to the physical.
Thank you,
DVDs.
Jasmine.
There's room for it. I have a
Solidarity.
closet. I have 2 bedrooms. I don't use a second bedroom. A closet that has most of my DVDs. And then in my console in the front is the rest. It doesn't take up that much space. If you,
do you have a lot of shelving in your unit?
I added shelving into
you
my
added.
spare bedroom closet. And again, it's only vinyl records and DVDs.
Ah,
Jasmine, I wanted to ask you, do you think it's going to be Celtics Timberwolves? Do you think that
I'm very intrigued by the Nuggets and if they could come back.
Do you think they can?
Of course they can.
Minnesota has owned them.
They look great, but it's still the Denver Nuggets.
I know, and it's shocking to me, but
The Nuggets need both. They need to win a game or both games in Minnesota. They can't go down 3-1. I don't think they're coming back 3-1, even though the 2 of the 3 final games would be in Denver. I think the Nuggets need to take games 3 and 4.
that's tonight, right?
It has
Game
to because
3?
I thought it would have. Yesterday was feel like it was an off day. So no Jamal Murray. I don't think. Did he get it? No, he didn't get.
No,
a
he
suspension.
didn't get
He didn't get
suspended.
suspended.
He got
He was
fined.
supposed to. He got fined. That's right. So he still got Jamal Murray, but he doesn't seem like he's fully healthy. He almost missed Game 5 against the Lakers. Let's see what happens tonight in the schedule. 5 o'clock, Pacers, Knicks, with the Knicks up 2-0. Nuggets, Timberwolves, 7:30 tonight. Minnesota up 2-0. So
that'll be a nice little pre-event before the Oilers
watch
game.
both of those.
Yeah.
This is EST Hangout presented by Two Hoots, Hard Iced Tea. Don't give a hoot, give two. Matt Iwanyk, Jay Milne, and Tom Gazzola with you here on Edmonton Sports Talk, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, as well as on YouTube. It's delicious.
It's dangerous.
Yeah. I think I'm almost done. I have to look in. There's not much left of that 1 4-liter. We have 2 more left, and we're only 2 weeks into this.
Gager
for 3
loved
months.
it. He had never had a 2 hoots, and he had like a couple yesterday.
Belsey likes jumping in on that. It's wonderful. It's a nice, and
It is
especially like the
good.
weather
It's
today.
perfect for today. Yeah.
It's going to be great. I do
You might
just,
have one left after I leave here today.
a couple things I do want to know. Next week, we have a couple nice announcements to make with Edmonton Sports Talk. Very excited
Yes.
about that.
What are we
stay tuned
announcing?
for that. Well, I'm not saying that.
I saw what you
Next
did there.
week, we have. I'm excited for the summer. Just a couple things to throw out there. And then yesterday, the logo came out of the Green and Gold Kickoff and Postgame shows
it.
with myself and Jay Milne. We'll be live Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, Fort Road, all season for the pre and postgame show. What is it? Tomorrow's 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I think tomorrow till their first regular season game. So June 8th at Commonwealth Stadium, Elks Riders. So training camp starts Sunday.
And it all kicks off for us May 18th at the Fan Day.
Yes, thank you
Yes.
for reminding me. Next Saturday, we'll be at the Fan Day, Clark Stadium. Elks having their Fan Day. I think it goes 10 o'clock till about 1:30, 2 o'clock. We got Hello Hockey from 10 till noon live here on
Hello.
Edmonton Sports Talk. And then you and I will be at Clark from noon until 1:30, 2-ish at Fan Day. So come on down, come say hi, bring your kids. It'll be a great afternoon out there at Clark. But CFL season is here. It's getting going. And
Day 3 of rookie camp today down at Commonwealth.
it's...
Go time.
I'm pumped. I'm so excited. It's...
Can we quickly talk about one subject in the CFL? It's not a good one.
Chad Kelly?
Chad Kelly being on the field for rookie camp with the Argos as his
Well, they're going to
suspension.
appeal it.
Right. So because of the appeal,
He can play.
he can take part in team activities, right?
I have 2 issues with what came out so far of this.
Yeah.
Issue 1 is Pinball Clemens yesterday had his avail. and says buck stops at him. Got to be better. When he was asked about things, he said, I don't know enough about this investigation. You're the GM of the team. You should know what's going on. You should
I'm
know
pretty
everything.
sure he does know.
And so
He doesn't have to say.
you don't have to say what you know, but don't say you don't know anything.
I think he's
Like you've got it. And,
Say this is-
and
he's
there's a
diverting
lot
the
of
heat towards him.
But it's to me, it's a very poor look. I will say this:
Yeah,
if the
he knows.
CFL has done their investigation, think there is enough here for 9 games. If you're the Argos, it's up to them whether Chad Kelly can practice or not.
I
think
wouldn't practice it.
Bad luck.
This is something that
It's bad luck.
yeah, bad look.
it started with the NFL with Ray Rice. Ray Rice got his 2-game suspension, but then the video came out finally, and we saw what he did to his then girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
And it was an immediate, this guy can't play.
Yeah.
And what the NFL created was the commissioner's list, where you could throw him on the commissioner's list, suspended with pay. Greg Hardy was thrown on there. Adrian Peterson was thrown on there. The NHL added one. Slava Voinov was added on there.
Yep.
The CFL should do that, or the Argos should at the very least do that. If Chad Kelly says, I'm going to appeal this, go, cool. We'll go through the appeal process. CFL and the Argos should know everything that comes through this.
Yeah.
And either the Argos are going to sit there and say, we don't believe these allegations that the CFL has come from the investigation, or they sit there and say, yes, this is the investigation. And you then just say, please go away till this is sorted out.
Well-
go away till this is done. We can't have this distraction as a team.
Yeah.
Overall, and the Argos are failing this quite a bit in my eyes, and it's disappointing from a big company like MLSC that they're allowing this to continue.
But then play devil's advocate or give the benefit of the doubt and say, what if the Argonauts know more about the situation, way more than anybody else? That is why they're comfortable allowing Chad Kelly to be on the field during this appeal.
Then I have 2 things with that. They should have given whatever they know to the CFL prior to their during their investigation. So the CFL would have that.
How do you
with
know the CFL
right?
even reached out to them?
What if
You
they
then
did?
hand it. You hand it to them.
What if they
my star
did
quarterback
and the
is,
CFL still
Sure.
reacted that way?
Oh, and
the
that's
Argos
fair.
disagree and think that
But
the
now you're
appeal
playing
process.
PR.
Yeah, that's true.
Now you're playing the PR game here, where it's the look of there's a guy that is our star player
Yeah.
who made unwarranted advances towards this woman, got her fired.
Yeah.
That's what people are seeing right now. He got his 9-game suspension. The CFL saying minimum 9 games.
Yeah. And he has a track record too that has
There's
to
a
be
everywhere
factored.
he's been, there's been something.
Yeah.
How do you just be like, yeah, no, but we're still going to welcome on the football field right now? It's not a good message you are sending to especially female fans of your league. In fact, one of the social media
Christina
creators,
Constable.
she came out, she had a nice piece, post yesterday about how she's not comfortable with this. It's just we're in a point where the PR is awful. Even if you just want to go as cruel
It
as
is.
that and look at the PR of this,
It is.
the Argos need to look at them and be like, what do we gain by having him on the football field? Practicing.
Well, the appeal can take quite a long time. So, unfortunately, yes, it's a kind of a lose-lose situation for the Argonauts because by the book, by the letter of the law, and by this suspension, under appeal, a player can still practice almost a la Mark Stone LTIR BS.
Yeah.
But it is there. It is the rules. Yes, horrible public relations look. So, you know, because during an appeal, the Argonauts are required to pay him still.
But then this is where I go back to the NFL commissioners list, where it was you get paid, but you go away till this is sorted out. And I think it's the same thing here. You pay him, go away. We will pay you. We will give you your money, but go away until this is sorted out. Until either you win your appeal, we will welcome you back in,
Or you serve your suspension.
You're suspended, and we'll figure out what we're going to do with it after.
Yeah.
But
Like-
the CFL has handed down this punishment through it after a 2-month-long investigation. Go away. Figure this out.
Yeah, and I mean, you could do you know what would be a really good look is say, look, we're still going to pay you, but stay away for 9 weeks. Don't care what happens with this appeal. Now that might,
I think he cares
Chad Kelly, that's what I was just
because
gonna
it's
say.
your reputation.
100%. Which is already, you know, as Tommy alluded to, been somewhat spotty.
Well, and then the Argos have a problem here too, where if the appeal doesn't get, I don't know, do you succeed in your appeal, whatever the wording is, if he loses his appeal, then based on that, the CFL is saying, you've done this, and we've got the investigation. And part of this is the woman who got terminated went to John Murphy, who's the assistant GM, I think, of the team, and he said, like, one of the quotes was, "We don't need this. Why are you open up this can of worms?" type thing. And he didn't do enough with it. And he's still employed by the Argos right now.
Yeah.
That if Chad Kelly loses this appeal, the Argos and MLSE, I think maybe almost should have something done with him at this moment, but they should have had their own investigation figured out. It's going to be fascinating to see who else has to pay a price for this one.
Well, reading the tea leaves here, maybe it's something where the Toronto Argonauts don't want to face the reality that this goes further than their star quarterback. This goes into management and management personnel. And by putting Chad Kelly on the field, they're trying to say, oh, no, this is under appeal. Everything's okay. It's not as bad as it looks. But it could be quite the opposite, where it's even worse than it may have looked, where you're going to have people internally that are going to have to be held accountable for what happened. So it'll be really, at the end of the day, okay, there was a woman who was in this with the organization that was treated improperly. Mm-hmm. It's coming to light. It was hidden. That whole Argonauts organization should be put on blast publicly, loudly. Because if you're trying to build, especially in football and these cultures we've talked about with, what happened with Hockey Canada.
Yeah, we talked about the hockey issues.
You don't want to have that cloud hanging over the CFL.
Yep.
Come out and be proactive about it. You cannot do this anymore. This is not acceptable. You're trying to have women come into this sport and stay for long periods of time. The rise of flag football that's going on right now is crazy.
Well, Toronto just got awarded a WNBA franchise today.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right? So this is not going anywhere. Women in football, women in, sport. Every sport is eventually going to be having, and you're seeing now female staff members on NFL and in upper management.
Caroline Raish, is it? I might be mispronouncing that. She started with the Owls, and she was with the Eagles. Is she still with the Eagles, or did she go somewhere else? Like, she was in management. So it's there.
So I guess
this is going to be an issue. Keith Pelly is the head now of MLSE. He's just taken over the last couple of months, I think.
Yep.
He's speaking with Brendan Shanahan, Brad Treliving today about the Leafs. I think that's happening right now. I haven't seen anything yet.
Oh, yeah. Shanahan said it's on him. That was the one quote. Sorry. Continue.
Good job, Brendan. Really.
That's why he fired Sheldon Keefe after giving him a 2-year
And he's
extension.
still around. Awesome. Okay, things aren't going well.
Yeah.
But Keith Pelly, who's a big CFL supporter, he'd been around. He'd been with the Argos before.
He was in charge of the Argos.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is a big one for him, I think. This is under your umbrella. And how do you want MLSE to be perceived when it comes to the treatment of women?
Women's employees.
In general.
Yep.
And this franchise, do you want this there? And as it plays out, we'll see. I'll be intrigued how long this appeal process takes. Little disappointing the CFL says the investigation won't be made public.
Yeah.
I think Blackhawks investigation was made public.
Oh, was it ever?
Whenever it was there, we were able to read it. We were able to get the details.
We got
and be
all
able to
the
make
details.
where I still feel very comfortable that no one should ever hire Joel Quenneville to coach in hockey again.
Just he might not get hired.
But that's also because I know what was investigated. We don't know the full details of this Chad Kelly. I think the CFL needs to be more transparent sometimes and go, this is what we investigated. This is why we're telling him he needs to sit for 9 games.
the CFL can't even broadcast their draft. How do you think they're going to do that? How do you think they're going to be more transparent?
What do you mean they didn't broadcast their draft?
It was on TSN.
Oh, great. Yeah, you got to go on
rounds.
TSN Plus to
For
find
rounds 3 through 7.
Yeah, that's called not broadcasting
I know.
it.
I thought
was
you have a
very
subscription to everything.
No,
Who paid,
that's the only thing I'd want.
Okay, I'll rant
bro.
about TSN Plus a little bit here. When they added TSN Plus, and they're like, well, it's because they used to be if you had TSN with cable,
Yeah,
you got
you could
everything.
go
You could
through your
watch online.
right provider.
But now that's like they added this TSN Plus. If you pay for TSN through TSN Plus or like through TSN, they give you Plus for free.
Right.
But if I pay for TSN with my cable, I don't get any of that extra stuff. It's like
That's garbage.
I don't want to. You're pushing me towards illegal streaming. I'm just saying that right now.
That was our business daddy.
And I look. I said those things while there.
You did.
I still stand with CTV should be carrying CFL games.
Agreed.
That should be if there is when 2026 comes and there's a new deal through the summer, there should be Sunday Night Football on CTV from June through August, leading up to NFL taking over on Sunday Night Football, and then the Grey Cup should be played on CTV as well.
Boom.
I'm in.
I said that at 12:60. So that's not sour grapes because the company fired me. Or
They
let us
shut
go.
our station down.
Let us go. We were shut down. Yeah, no, that's not sour grapes. I would say that often. Also, one thing I did love when we were at 1260, by the way,
Yes.
is when we get ripped for talking CFL and people would say, you have to do this because TSN's your employer.
Yeah.
And it would be like, no, not a chance. We've never once had a
never
a
said
memo
that.
saying talk more CFL. And just the group that we had at 1260, between your season ticket holder,
Yes.
between me, Eric, Tide, JMO, Gregor, like
Hernan.
we all grew up with it.
Yeah.
And then Dusty started calling the games and he completely fell in love with it. Like it was when we talk CFL at 1260, it's because we genuinely cared.
And Jay
it was
went to
never-
the combine, so it makes sense.
which I don't want to get into
Why?
because he shouldn't have
Gone
done
to
the
the
weights.
Oh, and you think
And that
that hurt your
story.
draft stock?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and the whole it's funny at the combine, they make you do like physical tests
Yeah.
to see where you stack up against others. And I did not. How did I known that? I probably just kidding. Yeah, I shouldn't have tested at the combine. But well, who knows where I would have ended up, guys?
You would have been a great renegade.
We may never have the Green and Gold Kickoff show with Matt
maybe
Iwanyk
it is-
and Jay Milne. It will never happen.
Exactly.
Butterfly effect. So
Exactly.
I'm very
And yes,
excited.
we need to get merch for that. If you haven't seen, go to Maddie or my Twitter,
EST.
EST's
retweeted
Twitter,
it.
Tommy's Twitter.
Hey there.
It
Openers.
is gold.
It was the first logo we had where a bunch of people said that needs to be on merch.
That's awesome.
Like we've had a lot of Tube Socks has done some amazing logos. I think everyone knew the EST was going to be on merch and stuff, so no one.
We
said
didn't know
anything
it
bad.
would be on Corey B's
No,
thigh.
no.
That's awesome.
But it was, a lot of people say stickers, shirts, hat. Like that on a hat would actually look sharp.
Yep.
It did give me an idea that maybe for the fall we'll do a limited edition run of T-shirts of all of our shows, except the Hangout. Hangout's gonna have socks.
Okay.
EST Hangout socks.
But you don't wear them with slides.
No, but it's
Ever.
the only show that you would potentially see socks is
Yeah.
on this one. So, and that's all thanks to actually that works out perfectly. Portions of this hour brought to you by the High Product Market. Just kidding. Official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Chelsea messaged me about something just a little bit earlier. I got to go read that, but they'll do great stuff when I give them these logos.
great stuff.
I got some proofs for what I want to get for the golf tournament, which look really good. So if you're looking for any promotional products, highproductmarketing.com is where you want to go. Promotional products that bring the buzz. Bzzz. So
Are you still going like balls to the wall with the golf merch? Like
Yes.
giving away way
I haven't
more.
stopped. Well, like here's where it's actually going to get even
It's
better.
crazy how much
is that
It's gonna be a
I
great
still haven't gotten
door
like the
prize.
stuff from. I haven't done a good enough job yet of getting things from partners to throw into the gift bag.
Yeah.
too. That's going to add it even more.
Oh my gosh.
Like I think, look, it hasn't been a cheap tournament. 200 per person. I think is
That's reasonable.
about average out there. We have the $300 per person groups that come with a celeb that you're golfing with. That's a little premium. I understand that. But I think there's going to be a lot of good value in return just right off the bat from the welcome bag.
Oh yeah.
And then the round of golf. And then I think I'm missing, I've got the alcohol figured out. I've got most of the food figured out.
Are you going to put Hudson's GCs in there?
Well, I need to tie. I haven't heard from them on that.
Oh,
but I would love to.
I'm so sorry. I'm glad we talked about this on
need
air.
some more?
I need more. If you can message Borley.
I like how now it's just the work
I
meeting.
forgot.
The hangout.
I forgot. Yeah, I forgot.
So yeah, no, like there'll be a lot, and like there right now there are no spots. I have a full waiting list. I'm gonna start going through that waiting list really soon here, but I'm hoping it should be a really fun event, and a few more things I gotta figure out, get done and locked in. What day is it today?
Friday.
We're less than 2 months. Yesterday was 2 months till golf tournament.
Right. Mother's
I
Day
got
this
golf
weekend.
balls. Green Plan is our golf ball sponsor.
Excellent.
So we've got some golf
Thank you,
balls.
Davin and Tyler.
TaylorMates that are going to have Green Plan and the golf tournament logo on them.
Golly.
I don't do noodles. I did TaylorMates.
I'm more of a pasta guy myself.
Noodles are fine,
That's a great dad joke.
but I needed to do.
Don't leave me hanging, dog.
Do we have
Sorry,
any?
dog. I didn't even see it, bro.
Do we have any EM nasty decals yet? I'm assuming Edmonton Sports Talk decals. That's what that means. We do have decals actually.
Decals.
Visit Tommy at
You
the
just
Hudson.
gave me a
Hudson.
fresh set.
and
Yep.
he's got some. We still have a few of those.
And lanyards. Those were flying on Wednesday. Like people were all over the stuff. The lanyards, the decals, decals, stickers, whatever you want to call them, were buzzing. And then at the Hockey Helps the Homeless tournament. They were going pretty good
Yeah.
too.
Bob Lawrence, who has EST used for the logo? I'm assuming you ask who's done it, and that is the wonderful Nasty Club member Tube Socks.
Mr.
Has done
Socks.
Hello, Steven.
Almost every logo we've done, he has done.
Yep.
He has done a lock shop one, which we don't use enough. I think I got to change that one still.
And then two guys.
And
they
he
stuck
did
with the
not
old
do
one.
two guys.
Yeah, which
He
he's
will-
very unhappy about.
I just want to throw that out there. I'll defend Tube Socks did not do two guys. He thinks he could step it up a little bit.
I thought he did one, and then they just refused to use
I've never
it.
seen it.
I think he did one.
I should just change it without anyone knowing.
Hello, Steven.
Make the change. But that's all Tube Socks. He's done just some amazing work. It's not AI generated. It's
No.
not Canva where it's all pre-templates and
Oh, no.
you add. He does
No,
it from
he's
scratch,
legit.
from Photoshop, and he has no experience in this. Like he didn't go to schooling for all
Self-taught.
this and stuff. Fully self-taught. It's just absolutely amazing.
He's
So
a creative
we,
mind.
We owe a great deal to Tube Socks for all of our logoing. So
Yes.
yeah.
Are you guys doing anything for Mother's Day?
I will have brunch with my family on Sunday and just hang out.
I'm working. My brother was texting me. He's like, "What are we doing for Mother's Day?" I'm like, "Well, I will be at the arena, and then I will be prepping, and then I'll be back at the Hudson's White Avenue, and then I'll be at the arena, and then back at Hudson's White Avenue. So I have like a 3-hour window where I'll probably be doing show prep." And he's like, "Oh, well, then what are we gonna do?" I'm like, "I don't know. What are you gonna do? You're 31 years old. Figure it out."
You can celebrate another weekend.
We're going on Monday.
Yeah,
we're doing
like
it on Monday.
Dusty, I think, has the plans for the family a different weekend.
Yeah,
As long
Yeah.
as you celebrate it at some point,
yeah.
it's all good. What do you have going on? Have you figured things out with the girls, or
You know,
like you've had a few days without April around to figure out what you guys are
Yeah.
going to do? Hopefully, she's not watching. Have you figured out for Sunday? Like, are you at the point where the kids they make the breakfast in the morning,
no, I'm not at that point where I could allow them to make the
but you're not
breakfast.
with them you don't do it with them or something, or
We can. Like, I'll probably make her a nice. She loves a good, like just a nice, arugula, tomato breakfast sandwich with thick bacon. Toasted,
delicious.
A nice breakfast sandwich.
orange juice,
Mimosa. Maybe a mimosa.
Yeah.
Maybe a mimosa, and then you know what? We'll probably go for get on the horses and get out and go riding. That's
Nice.
That's what she loves a lot. So we've got my mother-in-law's living with us now. So we
So you
have
got
two
two
more
mothers
horses. I got two mothers, two mouths to feed. Yeah, and so she brought her horses.
Okay.
So now we've got, I think, 8 horses on the property. So we can all saddle up and go, which would be fun. So I think it'll just be a chill, fortunately, my wife is very, very low maintenance. Like a good, and I, you know what, I shouldn't say this just about her, but I think a lot of moms just would like to just hang out.
They just want to be around
And be
family.
with your family and be with your children and just enjoy the day. It looks like it's going to be beautiful. So you know what? Maybe we'll have a fire that night, do a weenie roast, something like that, something kind of just chill. Those are always good days.
And I think Oiler game is perfect for Mother's Day because it won't distract during the day to be away except for Tommy.
Do we know what time that's at?
7:30.
Yeah,
Oh,
7:30.
beautiful.
So
Good.
they even jumped it up 30 minutes, but you could have the whole day with your mom if you're a fan out there watching.
Yeah, we'll have
And
our
then
outdoor time.
7:30 comes. Some kids might be in bed, some still close to bed, but then Oiler fan could watch the game.
I'll give my mom a $50 Hudson's GC.
Give her 2.
I'll give her two $50 Hudson's GCs.
I mean, not to toot my own horn here, but I get flowers from my wife, all the time. She has flowers at home, so it's not like I have to get flowers I've bought stuff. I've tried. I'm kind of striking out here on the gift, so I think I'm going to take a little bit of a hiatus from that and
Don't
just.
the kids still make gifts at school? Or is that not the thing these
don't know.
days? Like I
They'll
remember
make a
going through
card.
elementary school, you always had to make some sort of gift, and then you bring it for Mother's Day
They'll
or
make a
Father's
card.
Day.
Yeah,
Isn't that like all what moms want?
I
Just
think
something
so.
heartfelt from the kid.
They probably want something that's better than that, to be honest with you. If I was a mom and I was selfish, if I was a dad, I'd want something sweeter than a card made by my kid.
Yeah,
No.
this is where you and I are different.
I don't care.
I would just want something. If I had a kid, I wouldn't care. Just give me some, like,
Get me
if it's
golf
from
balls.
heartfelt, cool.
I don't want anything.
See, that's where my family is.
I don't.
We don't
want
do gifts.
anything.
We've done a few
do them
years.
even though we say like don't give me anything. I don't
That's
want
what
anything.
we used
No,
to
no, no.
always do
But
that.
I literally don't want anything.
Yeah.
My family would always be like, don't get me a gift, don't get me a gift.
Yeah.
But we'd all then panic or stress of getting gifts.
Get
And I
something.
finally convinced my entire family that we don't do gifts. Christmas, birthdays, Mother's Day, Father's Day.
Yeah, I'm down with
We
that.
don't do gifts
as long as
because
there's not the one a-hole that shows up with gifts for everybody, and then you feel like an ass.
no.
You know?
The worst was I was worried about my mom still buying gifts for us.
Right.
And my
mom
parents
does
have done
that.
a really good job of only, like, if they give something to me, my brother, my sister-in-law, something very, very small, like some candy or something, like nothing really big. My mom was the one I was most worried about because I think the first Christmas we went with no gifts, she stressed. 'Cause, like,
Sure.
I'm not getting you guys anything. And then Christmas came and it was lovely because we didn't care. That's it. We just wanted to enjoy
is
each other.
nice. Like,
and like when I want something throughout the year, like I have a job, my
go
brother's a
get
job,
it.
I can go buy it. And if
Yes.
it's something I don't have that I want, you can't afford it.
Yeah.
I would love a new car. You're not buying me a new car type thing, right? Like those type of things.
If I need clothes, I go
So-
get them.
Kids are the only thing. I have two nieces. We spoil the hell out of them,
Oh, of course.
right?
Of
Like,
course. Of course.
They're gonna get gifts, but family, like, so we don't. So like even for Sunday, I don't really have anything planned to bring my mom.
You know,
I'm showing up,
yeah.
and that's what
That's a
we've agreed
gift
on.
enough.
That's
You know, honestly, like some flowers and a really nice breakfast kind of brunch at home. That's great. You know,
we're in City Step. All moms want an ashtray made by their kid. Michelle or Mitchie R says, I always love those macaroni crafted cards for my son. LOL.
yeah.
Oh, Bronx the Boilermaker, I like this. Says Tommy, no kids. He knows of, so he can't realize what a homemade gift from child means. Very true. And that also reminds me, my dad would keep like, I was surprised. I went and saw him at his office when I was like 10 or something like that. And he had like a Happy Father's Day card that I made for him from school. And he had one from my brothers too
Oh, wow.
on his desk. And I was like, I made that like 2-3 years ago. I was like, wow, why is that there? I didn't even think it was my best work. And maybe so
He doesn't
Bronx the
know the
Boilermaker, I don't
fatherhood and
understand.
stuff.
I've never had this understanding. So if my dad, who's always like, whoa, he's always the grumpy guy, and if he had the heart to keep that stuff and it meant something to him, now it gives me an understanding. As Jay gets another beverage.
Need some more 2 Hoots. You need me to tip that thing
You've
up?
had a busy week. You
I've
need
had a
to.
busy week. Give me a shot.
Yeah. And you're going to have a busy night. You're going to be watching the game, taking care of the girls. I'll be at Hudson's, White Avenue. Join me. You guys are almost done that thing. Well done.
She's light.
Let's go into the inbox here. 780-218-9999. Jeffy says, Tommy the Wrench, speaking from experience on what mothers want. No clue. No, I don't know. My mom, I don't want anything. Maybe perfume. I don't know.
Honestly, a home cooked meal is like,
We've gone
Well,
over
they
this
don't
this
have to
week.
do
I
it.
don't do that.
We still got quite a bit.
oh shoot. Let's see if we can finish it before the end of the show.
Chug, 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 chug.
That could last us next week. For those listening, I just opened up the box of 2 Hoots to see how much left.
Nice.
I could finish that in one shot.
Where are you
believe
guys
it.
going to be for Sunday night game? Tommy, for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pre- and post-game show will be white.
Yeah.
Hudson's on white. Tonight,
Yes.
West Edmonton Mall. The next 2 games after that.
TBD.
Well, no, the next
oh,
two,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
3, 4.
But home
3,
games
4
are going
white.
to be on white.
Yeah.
Home games are going to be
So
on
we've-
white. That's the
that's
best way to put it.
gonna
Home
be-
games are done on white.
So 6
Yeah.
will be white, 5 and 7,
Yeah.
if necessaries, will be on bourbon.
Yeah.
So that'll be
It's a
great.
good time. Come on down. I'm down to $10 GCs just for the record for those that do come down. That's why I asked.
But we'll get more. So
We'll get
Here's
more.
what you have to do. They just have to show up every game because one day you'll have the 20s again. Boom.
Yeah.
You
And
just
the
don't know when.
50s.
The 50s are nice. But I only get a small amount. And I gave them for
We got them for
morning
the morning
show.
people.
Yeah.
So, and you're on the morning show on Monday
I am. Looking forward to it.
That's going to be great.
because Dusty's travel. It's a travel day in the WHL finals.
Yeah, and that's a quick turnaround. I've done that. I'm surprised they didn't put him on the charter now that TSN is doing the WHL, actually all CHL finals. There's a charter usually that goes back and forth between the two cities. I know because I did the Oil Kings Winterhawks back-to-back finals, and hopped
Just
on
for
the W.
TSN?
No, for like both teams. Both
They fly on
teams
the
and
same plane?
Yeah,
Yes.
and the broadcasters and all
No
the
way.
management.
It's the
Yeah,
only
but it's
time
limited room.
The WHL doesn't allow flights because they don't want the teams like the Oilers, who could pay for the Oil Kings, to fly all season if they really wanted to.
Yeah.
There's just teams that can't do it, so they're not allowed to do any flights. It's all bus until the finals.
Yeah.
Seriously?
And then they put them on the same plane and they fly back and forth.
Yeah.
with it.
What kind of BS is that? If they can afford it, fly.
Because there's too many small markets.
Yeah. Who
It's
cares?
a league full of small markets, and
So what?
How
Why
many
should
te-
you penalize big market teams if they can fly?
Well, a lot of
Because
those-
how do you deal like PG and Moose Jaw? How are those teams going
Swift
to ever
Current.
compete with the Oilers and the Flames
yeah.
and the money those two franchises have?
They're
Like-
the ones that signed up to be a part of the league.
Yeah, but those other ones came in later. Well, at least maybe the Oil Kings
That's
did.
such a dumb rule. That's so silly.
Like those teams already get the advantages because they play in better barns. The Oil Kings have, I would say, probably the nicest locker room in WHL.
It's pretty damn nice.
I don't know if there would be a better one.
It's better than a lot of NHL. Well, probably maybe half the NHL locker
so,
rooms.
like, you already have. You dropped your phone.
I dropped my phone.
So right there, you do have. There's an advantage, but I don't know, like. The Brandon Wheat Kings aren't going to compete with the Edmonton Oil Kings when it comes to financial
No, they can't.
backing. And so it's to keep the league. Otherwise, those teams are going to try to do it, and then they're going to fold. I don't mind it. And I don't mind then the WHL saying for the finals, we'll fly you. We'll pay for it. We'll do it. Everyone's on the same plane, back and forth, 2-3-2.
That's what they do.
Is the Birch and the Bear thing tomorrow
I saw that
family
text.
friendly?
I saw that text. I should check the
Schmitty might be
ticketing site.
listening. Schmitty, Dusty
We're
tweeted out
texting
the
with him.
first
You can ask him.
bottle of Birdie Booze to be completed. Schmitty was holding it in front of Strathcona Spirits Distillery just off White Ave. So it's ready to go. And the first 2 boxes are have been delivered, I believe, or are being delivered right now.
Are we going to go bottle some today? Do we have time?
To go,
Bottle some of those.
are we going to have time?
I don't know.
Because I know Schmitty invited us. And you're on Global on Sunday
Yeah,
with
I have
Schmitty,
to tell-
7:30, I
yeah.
think, to talk
I'll,
about it.
I'm not a morning person, so we'll see how
Yeah,
this
you'll
goes.
be fine.
We'll see how this
Relax.
goes. I'll have to be talkative at 7:30 in the morning on camera. Yeah.
You'll be fine.
That'll be interesting.
I've texted to see if I could get any info on Birdie Booze, whether it's family friendly or not. But
We're looking
tomorrow,
into it, Duck Dad.
Birch and Bear Pizza Garden Patio, 119th Jasper Ave. It's a great spot. I've walked by.
I've never
before.
been.
It's well the where they are, like Birch and Bear. I think their restaurant's a little down, but the patio that they're renting out for this, it's a little just like it's.
And that's
I
in the
think
Pearl
it's the Pearl
building?
Towel.
Yeah.
I think it's the Pearl.
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
in one of like the bottom spots, but they're. I don't think they're right next to the patio where this is all going to be.
Okay.
And I remember walking by it last summer, this patio spot. I was like,
That's
this is
a
a nice
great
little
part
spot.
of Jasper Avenue, you know?
Yeah, and
It is.
then so I'm very excited to be there for this. We're gonna have the what is it? I just want to make sure I get it right.
Mini golf will be there.
Project Golf.
Yeah.
with Jordan Jeske. He's bringing his experience truck out, I think.
Oh, cool.
They haven't. I think this might be the first time he's bringing it up. But Project Golf will be there, and Jordan Jeske does some great stuff in the golf community. Has a great tournament that's at the ranch every year, Sip and Rip. I've done it twice.
Sounds like fun.
I won the 50-50 one year, and the next year won AirPods.
Nice.
I had some success in that one.
And
And he's big into the fitness of golf. He's on VIP Golf Show with Murray
okay.
a lot. Talking
Gotcha.
I
about
got a
that.
question for you.
Shoot.
This is a different one. You said 50-50.
Yes.
By the way, EST Hangout presented by two Hoots, Matt Iwanyk, Milne, and Tom Gazzola.
If you're at let's say you're at a golf tournament and it's a specific fundraising event, okay, like okay, I'll throw one out. Jesperson's tournament. It's for
So I'm
the
walking to his place today.
Julie Rohr Scholarship Fund. Okay, so there's a specific, target in mind. If you win the 50-50 at one of those, are you
Donate?
at all compelled to donate it?
No.
I think it depends on the event and how,
Do you think?
because when I won it, there was obviously a charitable component, but I don't think it was.
You're not obligated at all.
I don't think you
at
are.
all. Because it's a 50-50.
I don't think a golf tournament. No,
Would you?
I don't think a golf tournament. I think fundraising events or something.
Yeah, it's a
The
golf
big
tournament
banquets.
fundraiser,
I think the bigger banquets or something.
but it's a fundraising event. at a golf tournament.
I don't think you're obligated to.
I think it also depends who you are.
At
the EST golf tournament, if we have a fund like 50-50, and any of you guys win it, I would like that you guys donate it back.
I
I
have donated.
will throw that out there.
I have
Because
donated.
I think it would look
prizes
terrible
back.
also if an EST member won something.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think it depends who you are too.
Well, the reason I brought it up is because I was at that tournament,
Which one?
Jespo's.
Did you win?
I won like a $250 gift card to the pro shop at the ranch,
Nice.
So you can't donate that.
and I told them to auction it off.
Oh, okay.
What'd they get for it? 250.
300.
Oh, well, that's good.
I think it's a delicate balance, and I don't think there's any obligation to give anything back.
Zero.
Because
That's why I said,
then
are you
it's-
compelled?
See,
Not
I
obligate.
say go and no.
No, I don't think you are.
Because I think because otherwise, then where does it end? Everyone just keeps donating it back, and we
Yeah.
keep auctioning it off, and we keep donating and auctioning.
Right.
And it's like who then somebody has to be the a-hole that finally is like, no, I'm just going to keep it.
I'm gonna keep my
You want
sleeper
it?
balls.
You did
Take it.
Great job.
Yeah.
Let's come back next year.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Update from Schmitty on tomorrow's launch for Birdie Boo's. Family friendly at Birch and Bear. Dogs too, just not on the grass.
Yeah, there's a side part to that they could have the dogs, casual sitting area.
I love
That they
bringing
could
the
be there.
dog to, like, when I
Maybe
had
I'll
Penny
bring the
last
whole
summer.
glue crew.
Bring the glue crew. I had Penny last summer. I'm supposed to get her again soon. It's my parents' dog that we got her for Christmas when my parents didn't want to gift, and we did
Oh boy.
because of my brother Mike. And she's awesome, great dog. But I had her, and the best was taking her on patios that were dog friendly. And it's unreal how many, well, if you're a single guy, how many women come and talk to you and they're like, what's her name? Oh my God. One of them was like, cute. And I just wrote, I said, hi. I should have said, me or the dog?
Me or the dog?
Idiot. And the girl was so hot too. But anyway, I love patios that take dogs and allow them to come on. And they give sometimes they'll
treats.
give the treats, and the dog's like, I love the patio too. Penny loves treats. She lost her waist. She got a little bit thick in the winter, but we got her back on a walking regimen, better food. She's good to go, and I look forward to having her at my place on a patio sometime in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, you're just taking that dog everywhere.
She's adorable.
hoping women spot you and talk to you.
Man, it is such an icebreaker too. Jay, it's just like
I'd imagine it is.
Yeah.
I'd imagine
Yeah,
it
he's
is.
gonna be a guy that's gonna complain once he has the dog for a week,
Right.
About
I
how
had
much
her-
Penny's is causing problems.
I
and
had her for
keeping
2
him
weeks.
up at night, and
No, she's good. She's good like that. I had her for 2 weeks in I think November or December, and I think she was a stubborn little you know what. And
she kept whining because you kept making her sleep not on your bed.
No, it
and
wasn't
she kept
that-
waking you up or
no,
whatever.
I think she knows. I think she knows when she's needling, and she needled. So she's a smart dog.
We got to qualify somebody for the VIP table to the Great Outdoors Comedy Festival, which takes place July 12th to the 14th, Kingsman Park, Great Outdoors Comedy Festival.com for information on tickets. On the Saturday, it's Kevin Hart. On the Sunday, Bert Kreischer and Whitney Cummings. On the Friday, Andrew Schultz and Shane Gillis. We're giving away a VIP table to that Friday. You have a chance to qualify today. We'll qualify for 2 more weeks, and in a couple Fridays, 2 Fridays from today, we will award that 4 seats at a VIP table to the Friday, the Great Outdoors Comedy Festival. Alec has the official beer of it, which includes the 6 o'clocker lager, some of the top comedians in a wonderful setting. So get tickets now if you don't have them yet. GreatOutdoorsComedyFestival.com. But also if you want the VIP table for the Friday, text us DOGS to 780-218-9999. Dogs. I'll take the other spelling of dogs too. Just
Dogs.
Dogs overall to 780-218-9999 Paris Jewelers inbox, and you'll go into a draw. We'll contact someone, and you'll be in the big draw 2 Fridays from now for the VIP table to the Great Outdoors Comedy Festival, Friday, July 12th. Andrew Schultz and Shane Gillis. Kingsman's a great spot for events.
Yes, it's gonna be
Beautiful venue.
fantastic.
You got high level one way, Walterdale the other day, just ledges. You could see the ledge, the whole Edmonton skyline. Sun doesn't go down till what, 10:30?
Yesterday was like 9:15.
So, and then you're just laughing, having a great time. I've seen a concert there. It's a great spot. So GreatOutdoorsComedyFestival.com for more info.
You remember earlier in the show we're talking about tell me how old you are without telling me how old you are? Remember the waterfall off the high level bridge?
Yes, I do.
I wish they'd
It was
bring
the
that
tall.
back.
It was higher than Niagara Falls.
It was beautiful.
And they'd light it up.
Yeah.
They've done a good job lighting it up.
Why don't they do that
high
anymore?
level. What was the issue for that?
Is it like maintenance? If
Do you know-
anything, it's a
do you know if you're driving down River Valley Road, you're heading west just before you get under the bridge?
yeah.
There's a stanchion, like a light tower, just on the riverside. That was the lights that would shine on those
waterfall?
on that waterfall. That's how they lit it up. Back in the day before all this LED stuff now
Right.
that's stripped right onto the bridge.
Can I guess before you give the answer? Maintenance costs.
No.
No?
So it last was used in 2009 when the city stopped running the waterfall over concerns that chlorinated water could be affecting the river below. In 2012, city councilors looked into upgrading the falls to match environmental standards, but the equipment needed to chlorinate the water was deemed too pricey.
Okay.
What are they?
So, but it's environment issues.
That makes zero sense.
The water's has whatever water they need for it has to have chlorine in it, I guess, and it's
So does all
affects
the water
river.
that's being dumped into the river from the sewer.
But it's
From your
downriver from
toilets.
like the treatment plant.
But they clean it before it goes into
Yeah.
the water. And here it would have to be cleaned with the high level bridge as it's falling or something.
Why wouldn't they just pump the water from the river right through it?
And then have to
I don't know.
create a completely new system.
I'm
then,
not
right?
an engineer.
Not. It would, I don't think it'd
I
be
don't
hard.
know.
I could hook that pump up.
That thing was awesome. It was very nice.
Well, yeah. And again, it was
it was a
had-
very nice thing.
it was a
that we
higher
had.
height than the Niagara Falls.
If we
you know,
could
all the water that you drink is chlorinated.
Yeah.
Tap water.
yeah, but we're not throwing that back in the river where there's
Oh, but it's okay to
fishes
drink
and all
it, but
that.
you can't put it in
'Cause they
front of
clean
fish.
it. I don't know. I don't know the full details of this.
I would happily trade in the stupid funicular to have the waterfall back for a few months of the year. The
Have you
funicular,
been on that thing?
Actually, never.
it's slow. It gets vandalized. It was a great idea. It looks neat. It just
It
sucks.
takes you to nowhere.
I know.
I can have
I know.
if we had unlimited money as a city and we could do one thing.
God, we're not supposed to talk politics or
It's
anything.
not politics. It's just something
we're
we
not
can
talking
do.
bike lane.
Ah, don't-
It was.
I did it.
Did you know that by Remax Field is that whole Epcor?
Yes.
Yeah, Rossdale plant.
I would love to have.
Doesn't your
I don't
brother
know.
work there?
He works at Epcor, not in that.
Not in-
plant.
okay.
No, he works Kingsway area. I think.
Okay.
I think he's still there. I would love to be able to tear that down. And again, I don't know
I
logistics.
think it's
behind
like
all this.
a historic building.
But I would build bars and restaurants there.
That's what
the
they
river-
want to
the
do.
Go
river
down
walk.
and overlook the
River walk,
water.
yeah.
Look at all that, and even have spots where if you're on a boat, you could come in, dock,
Yep.
go grab.
Yeah.
a
How
Gazzola.
about
bite.
this, Matthew?
Me and Yukon Jack would stop there on his boat all the time, but we need to do better at getting down to the water and having
Yes.
people enjoy the river valley. Winnipeg apparently has done a great job
Yes.
with one of their things.
Yeah.
It's
where they
called
do it.
the four or the fours
Forks or something?
Forks.
Forks.
And it's right on the river. It's beautiful. I was there last year.
We need to do better through River Valley because when I've gone on Yukon's boat on that,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable at River Valley. Like when you're on that water, it's incredible in the city.
Yeah.
And we need to do better there. So if like I had one thing I could do for the city,
How about
that would be it. Right in that spot too, with the Walter Dale, all that.
That
Great.
building. I know that before COVID happened, there was plans on doing something
There was
with it.
events that were happening.
They were
there or
doing events
something.
there. Use that building to be the hub of a river walk, and put in different things there, different restaurants, shops, whatever. The other thing that needs to happen though, because there's not a lot of people that live right by that area, is where Remax Field is. There's like a bunch of plots of land. They need to develop that. They need density there, and I think there's a few like townhouses and rows of townhouses that have gone in since, but no.
Yeah, I know. I've said Penner's Pancake says I'd love to see a political debate with Maddie and Stoff, though popcorns. That's happened. Quinn Phillips, the funicular, was federally funded. As for people with mobility issues, I can tell you it's important. Otherwise, it's hard for them to get there.
Quinn,
And
I
also
know
we
you work
100%
for Explore
need to
Edmonton, but it
activate a River
sucks
Valley
because
more.
it's always busted, and
Right, but-
idiots vandalize it.
Sure, that's going to happen almost with anything.
But I
if-
would trade it
if
in.
it gets people with mobility issues
That's
to get
great.
closer to River Valley. Awesome.
I appreciate that very much.
just-
Thank you.
That's a good
Quinn's
point.
always looking on the bright
But
side.
I just, when I've been
Didn't
on
consider
that
that.
boat with you, if the idea that there could be like a restaurant that's overlooking the entire water just
Quinn,
would be
let's go.
amazing.
Let's
So-
get that river walk going.
Lieutenant Eric in the Nasty says I should start a river tour company.
You would be great.
You should do that, Eric.
It would be like
walks
the
with
Peterman
Eric.
reality tour, except Edmonton version.
Oh, it'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Going with Eric through the River Valley, it's a wonderful time.
Yeah.
Especially when you get the later night ones.
Oh, you could go for like the ghost walk, the late night walk.
Oh,
There's
creepy.
late night
the
through
moonlight walk.
through the River Valley. It's lovely.
I wonder if there'd be any add-ons the customer can purchase at the time of.
Probably.
There'd be plenty.
There would be a knapsack
There would be plenty.
with some treats.
There would be plenty, I would say, for that
You've
one.
got options.
You've got options.
Rip City Step, Rocks and River with LTE. Names,
Boom.
It just writes itself. It's, it's
Well, if you partnered with Uke, you could do the river tour into a.
on the walk onto the boat.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
He goes there. Uke has picked up people on the boat. He will, because he usually launches Gold Bar. Sometimes he has to go to Fort Sask. And then he'll just be like, if you're in the neighborhood, like, hey, you nearby, you go to high level. He'll pick
I would
you
like
up.
to
You walk
join.
down and you just jump on.
I would
And he'll
like
drop
to
you
join.
off and stuff.
What a time to be
I'll
alive.
have to
that
try to
would
get him to bring you on the boat one time.
be. Yeah, that'd be
I wonder
fun.
when he's going to bring it out. I usually get the first boat ride with him every year.
Let me know.
So he hasn't invited me yet, though, and I'm going to be busy. He was here yesterday. He didn't even say hi.
I know. He didn't stick around.
Didn't even say hi. Like, he
Sure.
was here. We're on till 11. He left at like 10:52.
Yeah.
And didn't even bother to say hi.
He just hung out with Eric.
Like, didn't even open the door and just yell at us or something. And he's like, oh, it's not my place. I don't want to always overstep my boundaries. You're Yukon Jack. Do whatever the hell you want.
Maybe
happy
you're
with
not
you.
going to get the invite.
I don't. Maybe not. I gave him my parking stall on Wednesday night to use
Right.
for AEW.
Right.
So he better give me an invite. No, Yuke always gives the invite. It always comes because he spends so much time out there. The invite will come, but I might not get the first invite.
Well, that riverboat is under new management,
Yep.
right? New ownership.
Just got bought out, and I've never done it.
I would like to, but then they had that. Remember that time they were stranded on there
Yes.
for like 11 hours?
Yeah.
Just go jump in and swim over.
KR, speaking of river, the chlorine in tap water is necessary to keep it potable longer. A very small amount stops the growth of bacteria while the water sits. I assume the fountain used city water. Yeah, that's probably true.
Quinn saying, walking cannabis tours, Eric, next level stuff. So relaxing, mind blowing. Lieutenant Eric, cannabis, sure, we could do that too. Quinn Phillips, if I win $500 million in the lottery, I'll do it when it comes to the Rosdale pant and doing something. So,
Oh, man. That's too good.
yeah, Quinn,
potential is
Quinn
there.
has all the answers. Rosdale plant is amazing. I've been in there, but it will cost a lot.
It's a big
It is in the
building.
mix, though. We have to find a
Because
way.
that could be like the hub, the
exactly.
building, and then you could branch
Yes.
off from
Yeah.
there, right?
And
Yeah.
actually, if it ever goes through, because it was all private money, I have no problem if it's private money.
Sure.
They have the idea of the gondola
Oh,
from
yeah.
downtown
Oh,
to
yeah.
whatever, and it was supposed to have a stop there.
Great.
And again, if that happens all privately, let's go for it.
Let's go.
Go do it. I think it would be pretty
We,
fun.
we don't have, like, we talk about Riverwalk. We like the River Valley's nice, especially when you get by like Victoria Park, golf course, all that. The trails are great, but we don't have like a spot where you can like walk along
Enjoy
the
it
river.
and sit there,
Yeah.
and have a beverage or have
Yeah.
a meal.
Have a market in that Rossdale plan of some sort.
Quinn, I'm going to message you. Come on the Hangout next week, maybe. if you
Let's
have time.
go.
Yeah.
It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah.
It's about time Quinn comes back.
We
on.
need to get Quinn and Lauren on the bus to Calgary. I know somebody mentioned that yesterday.
Well, yeah, hopefully that happens.
Yeah.
It's supposed to, but I haven't got any other details.
We're
yet.
not giving out all the details just yet.
So we'll hold off on that a little bit. But a couple pieces of news that we'll throw out next week, which we're happy about.
Very
We're
excited.
happy
I'm
about
excited
that with
about
Edmonton
this.
Sports Talk. So
Yeah.
we'll do that. Look forward to that next week. Tomorrow, Birch and Bear Pizza Garden Patio Toast Culture, 119th Jasper Ave, 1 to 5. It is the Birdie Boo's launch party, so get your tickets.
Kid-friendly.
Family friendly, kid friendly, dog friendly,
Yeah.
but dogs can't go in the grass part
You're
of it.
going to be there?
I'll be there.
We
You're
will
gonna
be
be
there.
there?
We will be there. So come on down. Watch Global also on Sunday, where myself and Schmitty, I'm guessing, it's
Yeah,
the
you
two
and
of us
Schmitty.
will be on with Lisa McGregor.
Do you think you're going to do a shot at 7:30?
I could. I don't mind.
Do it.
Lisa wouldn't say no.
Well, I'll leave it. I'm not
likes
going to
to
be the
have
one to be
fun.
like, let's do a shot, everyone.
Ask her if she wants to try it.
If they come up with the let's do a shot of it, I'll go. Well, yeah, let's do two. Why
Yes.
not? Let's
Yeah.
do two when it comes to this.
T-Roy's still
leaving.
here.
T-Roy.
All right.
If you were here this whole time, we should just had you on the Hangout. But that's cool. We only got a couple minutes left.
for the offer.
T-Roy
I know
is
you'd be here
where
for 2 hours.
Yeah,
The
he's,
guy opens the door at 10:55.
There's a beer fridge. Where am I going?
you just
You
have
could have
breakfast,
brought it
that's
in
all.
here, T-Roy.
Yeah.
What else do I have? Check out Edmonton Sports Talk socials for the link for that
The
as
guy
well.
opens the door at 10:55.
Tomorrow, 10 o'clock, Hello Hockey. David Pagnotta.
Dave Pagnotta.
we He had a little bit of news, but we didn't get into it today. There's
What?
that 3-on-3 league that Steve Dangle threw out yesterday.
Oh.
That apparently has a $30 million salary cap coming in 16 teams or something.
Damn, we'll
that
talk
we're going to have to
Dave
see how
about
that
that.
is. Pagnotta had a little bit of info on that.
Okay, we're going to talk to Dave about that. We are live on location tomorrow, Hudson, or not Hudson's, local Jasper Avenue.
I was there
10
last
to noon.
Friday. It was a great time. I beat Ryan in shuffleboard, I think, 4 of 3 times.
Yeah, you did.
So best of 7.
Could he see with both eyes? Was he that banged up?
No, we were both at the same level.
Okay.
There was no advantage for one or the
All
other.
right, all right.
GCL Diesel pregame show, postgame show, Hudson's West Edmonton Mall tonight. On Sunday, it will be on White Ave.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday morning, 8 o'clock, it is the VIP golf show with Murray McCourt, Curtis Stock here on Edmonton Sports Talk. They have Bob Weeks amongst other guests, including
Nice.
Will Bateman, Edmontonian, who's on the Corn Ferry Tour. So lots coming on Edmonton Sports Talk over the course of the next few days. And then Monday, we'll be back with full live weekday programming. We'll recap Oilers and Canucks game 2 and 3. Milne with Lieutenant Eric on the morning show. I think I've got everything covered.
Round of clicks for
I
that.
think I've got all of that. The EST parlay. Okay, I should look before I send things off. Is the EST parlay up on CoolBet?
Verify.
It's loading. Exclusives. The parlay is up.
All right.
What is it?
Oh!
What is it?
McDavid, 3+ shots. Bouchard, 1+ point. Oilers, 4+ goals. Oilers to win. Care to guess?
450.
400.
Nice.
400. Okay.
400. We got boosted to 400 for that one. I guess I was a little too excited. Plus 400. That's only at CoolBet, exclusively with them, because they do give us that extra odds. Plus 400.
That's
Click
amazing.
exclusive. Click that. It's
That should be 100 points less.
I will be throwing
They
a
boosted
few bucks
that.
on that one, as I
Juicy.
usually do.
20%.
So that's there. Coming up next, it is the Lock Shop. Huss. I don't know who's on with Huss. I don't know if it's Jake or if it's P. Greg or if it's both of them. And then noon, Tommy and I are back on with the Oil stream as we'll get you set a little bit more for game 2 tonight. Tommy, Jay, thanks for doing this today. This was fun. We had 2 hoots. We had coffees. We had a great time reminiscing. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. On behalf of Tommy, Jay, I'm Matt. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the Oiler games these next couple of days. Tommy and I will talk to you at noon. Lock Shop coming up next in just a few minutes right here on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Let's go. There you go, right in front of the camera.
First-time guest, long-time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Gazzola with here. Joining us today,